You are tuned in to G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button as you come on in. Y'all are not doing shit. I know y'all not doing shit. Get on in here and get some of this good boxing talk. As you can see, we got the VP in the building as usual. My right hand man, VP Shane. What's going on, bro?
Everything's all good, man. Everything just recovering again from a good week of boxing.
Absolutely. Everything, you notice everything all good with Shane. Shane don't ever had no problems, man. It's just everything good.
I'm too young to have problems.
Yeah, he's too young to have problems, man. But it's all good though. But we're gonna get into the fights from this weekend. Whole lot of action. And we got Tszyu versus Dennis Hogan this Wednesday. And we're not used to getting Wednesday boxing, but I love Wednesday boxing. I don't give a damn what day it is. If it's boxing on, I'm in there. You know what I'm saying? But we had 6 fights on the card, on the Dillian Whyte card. Yeah, 6.
Yeah, 6 fights.
6 fights on the Dillian Whyte card. Couple of announcements we got to get into that went down today as well. Shane, I don't even know if you're aware of one of them. You haven't mentioned it, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Shane, where would you like to start? What fight?
I feel like it's only fair we start with I don't know whether we start with Dennis Hogan and Tszyu, because I feel like the undercard fight, the Dillian Whyte fight might be a bit long. So let's just start with Tszyu and Dennis Hogan.
Okay. Tszyu, Dennis Hogan going down this Wednesday. That's it. 54 or 60?
54.
54. We got my bro DT3, the Boom Man, in the building. Hold up, we gotta get him in. My bro DT3, the Boom Man, in the building. DT3, I seen you on earlier live, man. I couldn't tap in because they got me at work all week. But trust me, I seen you, bro. I seen you working.
Yeah, I was saying Tszyu is. Oh, shout out to DT3, by the way. I have manners. I'm not gonna just
to the bro.
Look for me. Shout out to you, bro. But yeah, Tszyu is supposed to be the manager for Castano, or this is supposed to be some form of eliminator for the Castano fight. Castano WBO title. So it's at 154. With this fight, I was a bit disappointed.
Why?
Thought it was the direction that I want to see Tszyu go. I wanted to see him in a bit more of a bigger name, a bigger name. Hogan, obviously, most people know him for the Charlo fight. So I would have wanted to see him fight. I'm not even talking about like a herd or something like that. I mean, guys who, even someone like a Brandon Adams, I wouldn't mind to see him fight.
So you just have a problem with Hogan? You don't think Hogan's a big enough?
I just feel like when you're preparing for someone like Castano, you're gonna need proper prep. Castano's definitely gonna be the hardest fight you've ever been in with. You're gonna need proper prep.
So do you think it's not a big enough name, or because it sounds like you're saying you wish it was a different opponent that better suits where he's trying to go?
Well, hand in hand in it. So name and opponent in terms of what they can offer, because Ross Hogan, I guess he's known to most people, but he's known for not being like that testing. He's not that testing. It's not really. You look at Tszyu's career and it's kind of gone smooth sailing from what I've seen. I'm not going to act like I've been following this guy from his pro debut. I haven't. Probably been on my radar probably the last 2 years.
Yeah, from what I've seen with Tszyu, like he's no different than any other prospect. Like he looks good. Like he looks good. The difference is
though, prospects don't go into their next fight against world champions and proven world champions, proven world-class world champions.
Yeah. So his path, to be honest, is no different than Erickson Lubin's path before he got the Charlo fight. to be completely honest. You know, Lubin didn't fight suitable opponents to get himself ready for Charlo, and it looks like Tszyu is not fighting suitable opponents to get himself ready for a title fight, whether it's with Charlo or Castano. So I can agree with you. I can agree with you there. What do you think of the matchup though? Like just inside the ring, just you know what I mean?
I think it'll be entertaining. I don't think Tszyu puts on dull performances, so I think it'll be entertaining.
You got him stopping him?
Yeah, you will stop him. And plus you gotta remember there's a lot of aura around him, a lot of attention, a lot of attraction. And that inspires, you got that air of invincibility as well. So that will push him and urge him forward. And that's in his hometown as well. I think he's in his hometown.
Yeah, I think it is. If it's not, that's not smart for them not to do it in his hometown. I mean, that's where the money is. That's where the money is. You know what I'm saying?
With it being in his hometown as well, that just kind of makes it even easier.
Yeah, and it's kudos to him because not everybody can fight at home. You know what I'm saying? Like not everybody can fight at home. It takes a different type of person to be able to fight at home. I mean, shit, even when Jose Ramirez fought at home, the last time he fought at home, he was in a nip and tuck battle. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I mean, shit, I should know J-Rock lost here against Rosario. So it's not, fighting at home is not built for everyone. You understand what I'm saying? So the fact that he's doing it on a consistent basis.
Especially when you're the favorite, you get caught in that hard place between trying to impress and trying to win. And that's the difference.
Yeah. And that's a great point because even with that being said, like it's crazy. But even like take the J-Rock fight, take J-Rock and Rosario. We knew by the time the second round came, we was just like, yo, you got to turn this into like a like in the gym brawl. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to take it to the back streets. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got a couple comments. Hold on. No, we got that one. He said, too much pressure to fight at home. Yeah, DT3. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not.
Exactly. Oh, it's not easy.
Everybody. It's not
that's
for everybody.
That's why you got to give credit to people like AJ because when you're fighting in front of 90,000 before the 20th fight, it's kind of against Klitschko. It's kind of that's impressive.
You know who else used to have a lot of home games? Arturo Gatti.
Yeah,
Arturo Gatti used to have a lot of home games, man. Basically in AC. So, DT3. That's a great point. Great point. Mang 213. Hold up.
I think of
Mang 213 is early. You notice that?
Exactly. That's why I was gonna give a shout out to him because it's early.
Mang 213 is early, man. That's what's up, man. Big shout out to you, Mang 213. DT3 the Boom, man. I like them belts in the back, Shane. Said he like them belts, man. Hey, DT3, he beat me for one of them joints, man. That red joint, that was mine, man. He beat me in a sparring match. Yeah, I mean, but that's another story for another day. But back to the Tszyu thing, like I like Tszyu in the fight. To be honest with you, I think he's gonna get a late stoppage. I'm predicting late stoppage. Dennis Hogan, I think he's gonna spend a lot of time trying to fill himself out, you know what I'm saying, with Tszyu as far as the power. Hogan he sometimes comes in a little reckless in fights. With this one, I think he understands like he has to play the long game. Like he has to play the long game.
The biggest thing again, and I say this, Tszyu has to in his mind look at it like I don't have to focus on trying to look good. That's what he needs to focus on because with his natural athleticism and power, the knockout will probably come. It's when he forces it, he can put himself into a position where the fight just becomes harder than it needs to be. It needs to just come natural. And great fighters, especially great knockout artists, they don't really force the knockout. They never seem rushed. They just seem quite paced.
It's hard telling a young guy to do that, though.
Yeah, I know. But that's gonna be his toughest challenge. Not even so much Hogan, but himself, and controlling his adrenaline, controlling his emotion, being able to stay calm under the lights and under the fans. And also, I guess he's got to be looking at the fact that he's close to that Castano fight, so damage limitation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well said. Let me get in this comment section real quick. He said, definitely a lot of pressure. Remember when the real deal took it home to Atlanta and almost got slept by Smoking Burt? Facts.
But you know what though, yeah, I have to say this, and I know this because I wasn't around in the 90s, but I was obviously I watch a lot of channels who are heavy 90 fans, and Burt Cooper, for the fact that he wasn't a great fighter or had a great career, he was one of the hardest hitters on a single than anybody in the heavyweight division. Oliver McCall used to spar with Tyson all the time, and he fought Lennox Lewis. He said the hardest person that's ever hit him was what's it called? Burt Cooper. So
Burt Cooper. But you know about my connection with McCall, right?
No, you didn't tell me that. I know this guy for like
wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. I thought I told you this.
No.
All right. So I grew up in North Philly, right? So I was basically raised at my grandmother's house. Directly across the street. I mean, like literally across the street. Like my screen to your screen, like across the street. Like Oliver McCall's family lived across the street from my grandma's house. Like I was like best friends with them.
You still have that link with Oliver McCall?
Do I have what?
We still have that link. I always want to interview him, but I was going to talk to him about what he was talking in that Lennox Lewis fight, the rematch.
I know what happened. I would let him tell it, and then I would tell you after the interview whether he was telling the truth or he was lying.
Fair enough.
But I still got the connects though. Like I'm still cool with his family and all that. But that's how I originally like got into boxing. Like he was one of the first people that I went to the gym to watch spar and all that, like outside of going to the Blue Horizon. So it's funny that you mentioned Oliver McCall. Burt Cooper had a nasty defense too. His defense was unique. He had that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He had that defense in the whole, you know what I mean?
You know, like a Joe Frazier style kind of thing that he had going on.
His had like a little twist to it though. Like he didn't get as low as Joe Frazier. He didn't get as low. You know what I'm saying?
I guess Burt Cooper's punch resistance probably just needed to improve, but he was a good fighter. Power, he had good punch power.
His singles is crazy. If you caught one from him, boy, you was probably going night. Burt Cooper was bringing that smoke. DT3 said, "Well, if we sparring for straps, I want the IBF belt."
This is the thing. This is the thing. DT3. Yeah, you gotta remember that IBF they don't do immediate rematches, and also they don't lack when it comes to mandatory defenses. When they play the mandatory, you have to do that mandatory. You get stripped within 10 days, bro. So they don't lack when it comes to mandatories.
Hey, DT3, he the belt holder and the owner of the darn sanctioning body, man. It's crazy.
Of course.
My bro, Bruce Goes. What's going on, man? Salute to you. Salute to
Bruce Goes. When you come on the channel, that's what I want to. That's what.
Yeah, Bruce Goes. We gotta. Is he on Instagram? I'm almost sure he is. We
went through this last time on the channel.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. We went through it with like 6 different people. And I be forgetting. You know, I gotta write shit down. Like, so I need you to remember that shit. You know my memory bad. But we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out. Main 213, you're exactly right, Shane. Burt was his own worst enemy, but when he was motivated, he could make the best heavyweight get a little shaky leg.
Right.
Exactly. And the thing was, Main 213, to add on to that, the reason why his singles was so good is because he always had his feet planted. He was one of the best guys that actually throwing heavy shots and not losing his balance, like keeping his balance. He got his money's worth with every shot.
What you
Like,
gotta remember is power punches. Again, this a lot about power punches is about your delivery mechanism. So, for example, there's a fighter in England called Ahara Davis, and Ahara Davis has ridiculous punch power, but his delivery mechanism isn't always that tight. Whereas you got some fighters like Terence Crawford, they probably don't hit that hard, but his delivery mechanism is so easily, so majestic that it's disguised well and it's very difficult to read. And what you get is he becomes a much more prolific power puncher. Prolific meaning he lands more power shots than someone who has more power. So I can have more power than you, Jeff, but if you're landing 2 out of 3 of your power punches and I'm only landing 1 out of 5, you're still going to be more effective than me. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it's good that you said that. DT3 said cross guard defense. Yeah, and that's a rarely used defense, especially nowadays. DT3, while you still in the building, how do you feel about the cross guard defense now? Like, do you think more fighters need to use that type of style, or do you feel like it's kind of like the shoulder roll, like you need to be shown that at a young age? DT3, tell me what you think about that.
Well,
Bruce Goals.
when it comes, can I answer that? When
Sure.
it comes to certain defense, there's certain things that work for different fighters. So with the high guard, with the cross guard, like that, where you're actually using a cross guard, it works if you're trying to get low because you're blocking the shots coming up. But the thing is, the reason why nowadays I wouldn't say that would necessarily work is because guys, especially nowadays, are much more, and the bigger guys are much more prolific to the body. Back in the day, I'm not saying they weren't prolific to the body, but even if you look at like Ali's days and stuff like that, how much time did you ever see Ali throw body punches? You see my point? Like they weren't so. Again, they weren't. Boxing is an evolution, so just like Joe Lewis would have learned from the guys before him, Ali would have learned from Joe Lewis, Mike Tyson and those guys would have learned from those guys, and you learn from the people before you. So obviously people would have taken Bert Cooper's style and would have just adjusted it, whether it's coaches or fighters or whoever, they would have just adjusted it to fit what is specific in their era.
Yeah. And with the cross guard defense, really, I think the most popular people to actually use it was probably Bert Cooper and probably Foreman. Foreman used that cross guard defense pretty, especially, later on in his career. But I mean, I like the cross guard defense, but for me, I'm like, it's no different than the shoulder roll defense. If you don't use your legs, it's not going to work. Because even with a cross guard defense, when you like this, you have to get low. You got to get below some shots, and you have to go side to side to get away from shots. You can't just stand there and just be in a cross guard. You're going to get killed. It's the same thing with the shoulder roll.
With the cross guard, it's like someone like Tevin Farmer, for example, he could use it because he has the ability to catch shots. So your hands is just not like that. You're catching things as they're coming. So it's very, I know it's different to what Joe Frazier was doing, but again, because he was from Philly, and I don't know what people in Philly are doing, they catch stuff so good because their hands are just always catching things. Obviously, that's different to what Tevin Farmer does. Tevin Farmer is more like that kind of thing, catching stuff like that. But they're still focusing on catching. So again, it just works on what works for you. But yeah, that's
DT3 laughing at us.
Bruce
Goals says no, just YouTube. Okay. Bruce Goals. Yeah, you gotta I'm gonna put my email address in the comment section.
Let me keep going through the comments while you do that.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Where the hell are we? We're so far up. We've missed so much comments.
No, a lot of them just came.
Main 213 facts, bro. Bert Cooper planting those feet. Well done, Jeff. His war with Mora was something that put him in the annals of boxing. 100%. That was a fight. If whoever hasn't seen that fight, especially guys from my generation, definitely go watch that. That's a real old school.
What fight?
Mora.
Oh, Michael Moore. Okay, yeah, for sure.
Depends on the fighter. Again, that's what I was saying.
Oh, let me address that real quick. Go back to that real quick. DC3, is there anyone in the sport of boxing right now that you feel like they could do the cross guard defense? Let me ask that question. Go ahead, Shane. Keep running through it.
Porter could do it.
Porter could definitely do it. Okay, DC3 outside of Sean Porter, because we're in agreement. Sean Porter could definitely do it. Outside of Sean Porter, who in boxing could actually do the cross guard defense?
You're right, Shane. Again, T-Bud knocks people out because he knows how to send those shots down the line. Still my favorite active fighter today, definitely. Again, he's just a prolific puncher. RIP Bert Cooper, definitely RIP Bert Cooper, legend. Unrivaled Boxing, shout out to you. I'm glad you're in the building. I'm still waiting for you to jump on the channel.
Later this week. He's on Instagram, so I'm able to holler at him. But we got a couple things brewing. Cool. So until I get back to
the Tszyu fight, but I'm gonna go for the comments first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Gennady Golovkin, Bichel, Mikey, Danny Garcia. I don't think so much Mikey and Danny. They have long torsos. They'll get touched to the body. But I don't think Golovkin neither, because Golovkin's ability to catch shots ain't that great. But in my opinion, based on their fighting style, will be good at it. I feel like their fighting style will be good at it, but you have to look at dimensions as well, DT3. Their dimensions don't necessarily suit, but Virgil Ortiz good.
I actually don't have a problem with that list, because they're all, if you notice with all of those guys are really I don't want to say they're stationary, but they're kind of compact with they're real simple with their movement. You know what I'm saying? Like none of them are really
but with that, when you're like this and you're using this guard, a lot of it stems down to your head moving left to right, you sitting on your stomach and making your torso as small as possible. Mikey especially definitely couldn't do that, because Mikey's main shots are straight. So imagine throwing a jab and straight right hand like that. It wouldn't necessarily work. You won't get the leverage behind it.
Yeah, I think Virgil could do it. Triple G uses his waist more than he gets credit for. And because he's such a power puncher and he throws from different angles, I actually think Triple G could get away with it. I don't know how effective he would be, but I think he could get away with it. Burchell, I feel like he can get away with it. Mikey, not so much. Danny, not so much. So I'm cool with three.
Even Wesley could, I think, could do it as well. What's that kid's name? We were just watching this guy fight the other day.
What, this past Saturday?
No, the other day, a couple weeks ago. Mexican fighter. Just watching him fight the other day.
Valdez?
Not Valdez, of course not Valdez. I remember.
You'll remember halfway through the show and shit.
Archie Morrow was a cross guard king.
I forgot about Archie Moore. Yeah,
Mike Tyson did it, but a lot of it was bobbing and weaving, and I felt like he has fantastic.
His was the remix. Like he had a cross guard with a twist. Like his had a remix to it. His joint was crazy. Actually, you know what, DT3, like in terms of like pure defense, like Mike Tyson's actual skill set defensively, like terms of just his actual movement, he was, in his prime, like he was extremely hard to catch up with. Like you got to think about it. A guy that's what was he about? What, like 215, 220?
215, 220, yeah.
About 215, 220, right? So he's 215, 220, and he's literally, he could avoid a shot in multiple ways. He could block the shot, He could go side to side, and then it's a bunch of clips where he's literally getting underneath the shots. There's very few heavyweights in history that was able to do that on a consistent basis. Tyson in his prime was a bad man.
Run through these comments, bro. Archie Moore and Ken Norton used it all the time and the right way. Again, not my era, but I'm not gonna disagree.
No, Ken. No, that's a fact. That I can speak on that. That's a fact. Especially Ken Norton.
You taking the names right out my mouth. I mean, they're saying the same thing. We got some old boxing heads in here that know what's up. Facts.
Absolutely.
Y'all some real ones. Definitely.
Yeah, they for sure. Go ahead.
Salute goes. This is my brother that's speaking right now. He said Canelo.
Hey man, yeah. Listen. When are you getting on the show? That's what we want to know. Like y'all in the same house. When are you getting on the show?
He's just building up his confidence. He knows it's a hardcore channel, so yeah. But he's boxing.
Listen, but the thing is, he know you're not gonna attack him. He know I'm not gonna attack him. Like he's.
No, you know what? He's actually modern day. He's actually pretty good. I won't lie to you. He's actually really good.
He need to come on the show and stop playing around, man. Someone
who used to go very underrated with cross-arm defense was
Gene Fulmer. Wow. Hold on. Go back to that one. Kudos to Unrivaled Boxing Talk. Like that's
these guys are in their age right now.
That's some L-Dub type shit right there. Like I'm fucking with that. I like that. Go ahead.
I bet you I can teach them how, or someone can teach. They're too flat-footed. Oh, I get what you mean. Yeah, definitely.
I got you.
I'll show you. Send a link. I guess.
I got you.
Can you? Crossbar probably only works for the heavyweights nowadays. Dynamic fighters from the lower classes don't need to do it because they have feet. That's very true. Now,
I can't argue with that.
Miguel Cotto did it against Floyd. Not so much. It's kind of like
he did it in the second Margarito fight.
Again, I just feel like that's because he was just sitting on top of Margarito. So I guess that's the best way to defend himself. But I still wouldn't.
Miguel was a good Miguel. I would throw Miguel in that mix. Somebody that could have used the cross guard defense. Definitely. Miguel definitely.
I mean, what's his name could use it? What's that guy? Just
you still
Jose
thinking
Ramirez.
of that name?
Jose Ramirez. That's the
Jose Ramirez could do it. Yeah, Jose could do it.
Salute to you, BoxingFirst Vlog. What's happening?
Bro, BoxingFirst Vlog in the building. That's my bro right there. The general.
What's Tyson against Quick Tillis?
Quick Tillis, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, fantastic.
Yo, hold on. Like, it's crazy that he mentioned that. Can you go back to that comment, bro? It's crazy that you mentioned that particular fight because Tyson actually needed to use that type of defense against Tillis because Tillis wasn't really aiming for the head, really. Like he wasn't really head hunting, like he was really trying to land like chest shots, stuff like that. Tyson was getting below those shots. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Tyson, yeah, like defensively,
but then that was
in his prime, he was something different.
That was just dimensions again. I mean, just
Tyson was one of the most physically gifted like heavyweights of all time. I mean, just physically gifted. My bro, YSM, you need a certain amount of girth to use that style. Yeah, you have to have certain physical dynamics in order to employ that style. Maybe the guy who was supposed to fight Kovalev could do it.
Talking about the other Russian kid, I can't even remember his name. This is the thing where I hate because I know who you're talking about. And Will Stokes is in the building.
I'm rubbing off on you, Shane. I'm rubbing off on you, bro. I'm the
Bro,
one that's
I
not
know
supposed to
who
be
you're
remembering
talking
names
about.
and
The guy
shit.
who Kovalev just popped dirty for at the start of the year in January. I remember that. He was
Yeah, yeah.
undefeated.
And
I
the
can't
thing
even.
is, YSM, you're correct. He could probably use that style as well. I can't even think of the name. YSM will probably put it in the comment section. Former definitely had that cross guard down. Yeah, yeah, that was unrivaled. That was a hardcore name right there. Keep going, Shane.
Last top tier.
Ooh, let me read
Oh,
that one.
Ikea be a
I got
Bucci.
hold on. Last top tier fighter I remember using it was Ike Abiabuchi. Listen, hold on. Before I even get to that, man, I don't even know how this conversation turned into cross guards and old school shit, but I don't care. Like we in here chopping it up. Listen, for anybody, I don't care. It's a couple people in here. I mean, it's family in here right now. For anybody that wants to watch how an inside fight is supposed to be fought, a fight where two guys are not moving, it is Ike Abiabuchi versus David Tszyu. It's one of my favorite fights to watch of all time. Like, you could have literally cut 90% of the ring off and they still wouldn't have moved.
Phone booth fighting, bro. Phone
Booth, that was the epitome of phone booth fighting. Bro, to be honest with you, I would say people talk like Gotti Ward and things like that. Those fights happened in different parts of the ring. That's one of the few fights where they literally, the bell rung. I got Biabuchi was like, all right, I'm gonna sit over here on the ropes. Two of you come on over here, and we just gonna bang it out for 3 minutes. We not ain't gonna move. The referee that was the easiest money the referee ever made in his life. I don't think he broke them up once. That's one of my favorite fights of all time.
I like Ikea Biabuchi. Ikea Biabuchi, he would have been fantastic.
It's a shame what happened with him, and I hate to hear stories like that. But he was supposed to be something. He was supposed to be something in the heavyweight division, man. But that was one of my. If I had to introduce somebody to the sport of boxing, that would probably be one of the fights I would show them to introduce them.
That's who it was. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Tillis was a problem with his punch placement, and Tyson was dipping down so low that I've still never seen someone go that low. I mean, Tank does it quite a lot though.
But he's low, period. He like 5'4".
Yeah, and he's so low. Like Tank is but Tank gets real low. Tank gets real low.
It's bro, but it's easy to get low when you 5'4" already.
Yeah,
Tank gonna win every limbo contest, yo. I'm telling you.
What's good, boxing learner?
Boxing learner, what's up with you? I'll read that. Yeah. Glenn Johnson used that cross guard well too. Helped them helped him from not getting knocked out in all those losses. Let me get at that real quick. Glenn Johnson is another person that kind of switched his defenses up.
After these two comments, we're getting back to topic.
I got you. The thing is, BoxingFirst Vlog, you're correct, but Glenn Johnson is one of those guys that, and I know that's your guy too. I like Glenn Johnson too. The thing about Glenn Johnson that made him so good was he probably used about 3 or 4 different defensive tactics throughout the course of a fight. Another fight that was a favorite of mine that people don't talk about is Glenn Johnson versus Tavoris Cloud. I love that fight. Like, you break down the actual scientifics, like, of what Glenn Johnson was doing in that fight. Like, it was beautiful shit. But BoxingFirst Vlog, you're correct. It's just he used other styles as well, including the cross guard. You want to read that one, or you want me to get it?
I was gonna answer it so you can read it.
I'll read it. Mang 213, Abiabuchi will clean out the heavyweight division if he was active today. Taking 2 his biggest shots and sending back even more to pull that win was amazing. One of the best fights I've ever seen. You want to go ahead?
I agree. It was definitely one of the best fights, but to say that he will clean out the division, I feel like certain fighters would have caused him trouble. Somebody like what's it called? Tyson Fury would have caused him a lot of trouble, just based off dimensions and the fact that his feet is he's just quite rangy, and it would have been a bit hard for him to cut the distance. But he would have got a lot of good wins though. And him,
I got this next one.
Watch Ernie Shavers and Ron Lyle someday for a real phone booth. I've actually seen that fight as well.
Yeah, Bruce goes. Let me say this in response to that. I wish we could like sit back and watch fights, like old school fights, like kind of like a clubhouse setting, like we all in the same chat, and we could just queue up a fight like we in the movie theater. I mean, like that'd be one of those fights I would queue up, man. Like that'd definitely be one of those fights. But no, that's a fact. That's a fact. BoxingFirst Vlog. Somebody tell Tank to get a bus. Get a bus pass. You want a phone booth fighter? Ray Mercer, Burt Cooper. Yeah, Ray Mercer. Ray Mercer was all phone booth.
Unrivaled boxing talk. Fight,
not fighter. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I got you. Fury gives any heavyweight trouble. Ike still wins the fight, though. I'll tell you one heavyweight that I don't think Fury gives trouble, and that's Lennox Lewis. I think Lennox Lewis knocks him out early. I think Lennox.
You know what? We gotta talk to Coach Pad, man, because he think Fury beats AJ, and I ain't want to. We was having a good convo. We was having a good convo on the phone, but I was at work. So I couldn't really, I really couldn't break nothing down. But if he's listening, we gonna have to have a conversation about that on or off the record, however you want to do it. Hold on, Shane. Before we keep going, am I breaking the news to them tonight?
Yeah, at the end of the show.
Okay, yeah, at the end of the show. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so
Tszyu. This is
I'm missing another comment though.
Oh wow!
Pick a fight and let's all get up in there together. Yeah, my goal, man, like my goal is to have a meet and greet. Like I literally want to have a meet and greet for the channel. Like just pick a location and everybody just come to the location. Like that's my dream. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not even gonna lie. I got the idea from the Boxing Boys. They've done like a couple of them. But I didn't realize. I remember Ness used to talk about how important that was to him, and I didn't understand it because I didn't have a channel at that time. But I'm like, now that I have one, like that's one of my biggest goals, like for this channel, is to actually have a meet and greet and for everybody to link up, like everybody that's family of the channel, everybody to link up at one fight and we all work the fight together, like as media. Like those are like two of my biggest goals. But I don't know how we got into this old school talk, but I'm glad we got into this old school talk. But we got any final thoughts on Tszyu and Dennis Hogan before we jump on to the rest of the card?
Personally, I'm just gonna get onto predictions.
As far as Tszyu and Dennis Hogan?
Yeah.
Go ahead, go for it.
Personally, I think probably like 6 rounds for Tszyu. I think he's gonna stop him, but I think it will more be at the fact that he would have been overwhelmed. I think Hogan's gonna get hurt early, but again, just out of haste and inexperience, he won't get him up out of there, and then he's just gonna stick around, and then eventually he's just gonna overwhelm him with shots.
So you said 6 or 7? 6 or 7. You know what, bro? I'm gonna go 9. I think Hogan's gonna do a little bit of running after he feel that power. I'm gonna go 9. Tszyu TKO.
G5, are you from Philly? Yes, G5 from Philly. Where's Bruce Goes from? I don't know. Tell
Bruce Goes, where you from, bro?
Mike Tyson thinks Tszyu going to be AJ or beat AJ. So right, Catch Padman and Mike must have had a conversation. Coach Padman and Mike must. That's funny and ironic.
He probably did have a conversation with him too.
Something I want to do one day is get a group of subs together at a fight and go clubbing afterwards. Yeah,
Hey,
that's
bro,
funny.
I'm with it. Like, I didn't mention the clubbing part, but after we got finished doing work, I definitely was gonna be like, "Yo, let's head out." Like for sure.
Yeah, that's cool.
Tszyu,
Unraveled Boxing says Tszyu on points, maybe. Scott Lang, thank you very much for the donation.
hey
I have to
man,
shout
Scott
you out
Lang.
all the time.
Hey man, we still mad at Chris Congo too, man. He messed up a lot of bread, man. Messed up a couple parlays. Matter of fact, you
I'm
know
mad
what?
at.
Let's go there.
Go
Let's
ahead.
let's go there.
I feel like I have to speak first. The reason why I feel like I have to speak first is because I've spoken a lot about
Well, let me
Chris
introduce
Congo.
it. Let me introduce it, and then I'm gonna let you go. Let me get through these comments real quick. Bruce goes, Rhode Island. Did you find out why they call him Boots? No, I haven't. I'm actually gonna. YSM Sports Media talks to Boots all the time. I don't know the answer to that. I will find out. And hold on, Bruce goes. Did you jot down my email? Because I put it in the comment section. If you need me to put it down again, I will. But I will find out. Bruce Goes asked that on L Dub's channel on his live. I think it was yesterday. And Scott 70 says Tszyu gets the stoppage. Yeah, I think Tszyu gets the stoppage. I would say round 9. I would say round 9. It's not gonna be nothing early though. I got too much respect for Dennis Hogan to say he's gonna get cleaned out in like 2 or 3 rounds. I'm not gonna say that. But let's get into the rest of the card, the Dillian Whyte card. A topic Shane and I need to talk about is Chris Congo versus Michael McKinson. And because my little bro, because I got nothing but love for him, I'm gonna let him go first. If it was anybody else, I wouldn't allow it, but it's him, so I'm gonna let him rock. But go
Again,
ahead, bro.
I've spoken a lot, and I wish Will was here because Will is a person who he called me
Yeah,
straight up after the fight. And again, I've made a lot of statements about Chris Congo, and I still stick by the statements because I like certain styles. Firstly, I want to say the matchup was the worst matchup in terms of matchmaking. Like it was two defensive fighters, one southpaw, one orthodox, and it literally just wasn't. There was two guys literally just trying to not get hit and not worry about offense enough. What I saw was one guy who was extremely used to being unorthodox and awkward, and one guy who's used to being the matador, and in this fight he had to be the bull, and he wasn't able to do that. And to me, I was disappointed, and we've always spoken about someone like Chris Congo. I want Chris Congo to go to America and train purely and simply because when you go to the States, you learn so much more than just being a good, slick fighter. He has all the fundamentals, but in America, he sees a lot of different styles. The problem with him is, again, to me, you have to be dynamic at the elite level. You have to be able to fight going forward and fight going backwards. And to me, I don't feel like he has the know-how into be, again, the bull instead of the matador. In England, he probably would have fought a lot of guys chasing him, trying to swing and walk forward. And because of his athleticism, his quick feet, his quick head movement, and his good hands, he normally gets them and like makes them miss, makes them pay. But when he's chasing somebody, or when someone is as slick or as awkward as him, his ability to walk someone down isn't there. But I feel like more importantly, his mentality was what I was more disappointed with. If he didn't have the ability, but he was trying, I would have said, you know what, you could learn. But he didn't even try to walk him down. So that means he didn't even have confidence in his ability to walk his fighter down. And I feel like after 2 rounds, he should have realized, you know what, me trying to fight slick against this guy ain't going to work. He's just going to make it messy. I wanted to see him make an adjustment, deploy the high guard, and get on the bike, walk him down, and work him to the ropes. And that's what I would have wanted to see him do, and he didn't do that. And again, that's just something you don't learn. Again, in England, the trainers train you to fit their regime. They don't train you to be all-rounded fighters, and that's the problem. If you look at this, he has the same trainer James DeGale had, and James DeGale, again, whilst he was very skillful, and I used to like James DeGale, he had no inside game. and that was something everybody knew. He didn't have a great inside game, and he also didn't have he wasn't a great matador. You know, I'm not a matador. He wasn't a great bull. He wasn't a great fighter at chasing someone down, walking someone down, and getting the work off. You know, and that's what you're seeing. The same thing with Chris Kongo.
Well said. I'll just add on to that. It was a bad style matchup. But coming off of the Luther Clay fight, I felt like he could handle what McKinson was bringing to the table. So even though I do agree it was a bad style matchup, I'm not gonna let Congo.
No, I mean from a fan perspective.
Oh yeah, from a fan perspective, yeah, it sucked. Like I mean, it sucked. Outside of them being undefeated fighters, like it sucked. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just from a fan perspective, it wasn't. Yeah, like that was pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? That was pretty bad. But outside of that, even in the Luther Clay fight, Chris Kongo didn't walk down Luther Clay. He didn't walk him down. Like he had Luther Clay run into some shots. You know what I'm saying? He had him run into some shots. And the thing with Kongo is when he walks forward, this is the one problem Kongo has, and this is because he's not used to doing it. When Kongo is walking forward, he doesn't judge distance that well when he's walking forward. That's not good. And that was something I was not expecting because Kongo has good feet. Kongo has good feet. So the fact that he really doesn't judge distance too well when he walks forward, take the McKinson fight. When he was walking forward, he was doing a Sean Porter, smothering a lot of his work. And when McKinson was throwing and they was having those bang bang moments, he was too close. He was too close. He really couldn't get leverage on his shots.
But sometimes the shots were wide as well. Sometimes the shots were wide. And I just feel like that comes down again to not being used to walking fighters down. You're just not used to it. He just wouldn't have fought enough fighters where he would have been the guy having to walk people down. Naturally, he's the taller guy. Naturally, he has bigger dimensions. So he's not used to having to walk people down.
Well, I agree with that. But the thing with McKinson, I think he could have him walking McKinson down would have been the easiest way for him to get a W. That'd have been the easiest. We can agree on that. That'd have been the easiest way for him to get a W. But he could have still won the fight and not walked McKinson down. He never threw right hand. He never threw left hooks to the body. Right? He never changed his angle as far as his jab is concerned. He never changed his angle as far as his jab. I know it's hard to get a jab off as an orthodox fighter against a southpaw. You just have to angle it different. You can't just throw it straight.
No, but you know what, again, I just feel like a lot of that comes down to where his feet was when he was throwing. If you look at where his feet was where he was throwing, 90% of the time, he was just always fighting off that back foot. And again, when you're fighting someone who's always trying to leave out the back door, side door, they're always trying to leave, you have to be able to transition forward. And not at any stage transition forward.
Well, let me add this. He was on the back foot, but the thing was, Kongo was on the back foot, but his foot was on the outside of of McKinson's foot most of the time. So he still should have been able to put in work. And
that only works though. That only works if you're trying to get a guy center and you're walking a fighter down. Or when a fighter's walking you down, bro, that doesn't make a difference. Unless you're throwing straight right hand.
Wasn't walking him down though.
No, he wasn't. That's why it doesn't work. That's why it doesn't work, because this guy wasn't trying to close the distance. So you being on the outside is all good, but how are you going to close that distance? That's what I mean.
That's what I'm saying. No, we're saying the same. We're saying the same thing. It's just he didn't. What Kongo didn't do. He didn't throw. I know it was a lot of comments. I'm gonna get to him in a second. But Kongo never threw a left hand to the body. He never threw a left hook to the body or nothing to get McKinson thinking. He never did nothing to get him thinking. And I'm like, the Mayweather straight right hand was open all night. It was open all night long, and he refused to throw it. He threw it less than 5 times in the whole fight. He threw it 4 times in one round. Like, McKinson don't look nothing like a 20-0 fighter. Like, McKinson is not skilled. Like, I talked to Boxing First Vlog about that on his live. McKinson is not skilled. Like, he is awkward and his style works for him, but he's not skilled. Like, I'll go to the grave with that. He is not a skilled fighter. He's not skilled. Let me get in the comment section because it's people ready to burn. Hold on. Bruce goes, when he was a baby, they call him Boots. It stuck, and when he got to the gym, they called him Boots. I didn't ask on L Dub's show. I was wondering also and asked around and found out. Yeah, it was somebody else that was asking on L Dub's show, and Bruce Goals was in there. But that's good to know. I didn't know that. Boxing First Vlog, being honest, he got buzzed by the white boy a couple times in that fight. Boxing First Vlog said that on his live. I thought he was on the finest juices when he said it on his live. I think he on the finest juices right now. And I told Vlog this on his live. I said, when you get hit with a shot that you don't see, then yeah, it's gonna get your attention. But like, Congo was not buzzed at all.
The reason why it's so easy to say that he looked buzzed was because every time he was getting hit when he was transitioning his weight. So what that looks like is your legs are stumbling. Exactly, your legs are stumbling because if I'm transitioning my weight, I miss my shot. Then you're gonna what's it called? You're gonna look on bad.
Congo wasn't. I ain't see Congo hurt once in the fight. He got hit with three. He got hit with 3 shots, bang bang shots that got his attention. But to say that he got buzzed, nah, I ain't buying that. But I am. Yeah, hit the thumbs up for sure. But Boxing First Vlog will tell you I am consistent in my opinion. I did tell him that exact same thing on his live. So he said, I thought it was a good fight to judge, like a fight that you had to look at really close and try to find a winner in there. Yeah, it wasn't the easiest fight to score.
It wasn't an easy fight to score, but you know what? I feel like Congo, again, I said this and I was annoyed because I said the fighter, and I said this before the fight, the fighter that adjusts best is the fighter that's going to win. And I thought it was going to be Congo that adjusts best because naturally he's a much more skilled fighter than McKinson. But McKinson had the mentality, and I guess he had the know-how to adjust. Congo's had so much of his fights where guys just can't touch him, and he's just too slick for them. And he's just not used to being in fights like that.
Bro, but the thing is, though, McKinson didn't adjust neither. The only thing McKinson did is...
You know why he didn't adjust? Let me tell you why he did adjust. Because in the first 3 rounds, he was rushing in. After the first 3 rounds, he stopped rushing in. He waited for Congo to lead, and then he was just countering him. He literally stopped rushing in after that.
That's not adjusting, bro. That's not adjusting. I said, no, it's not. Bro, not for McKinson, it's not. Bro, hold on. You don't listen. See, Shane, this is what I'm saying is Shane don't listen to any of my regular videos because Shane be doing other stuff. You need to go listen to my breakdown and prediction video. I literally said within the first 2-3 rounds, he rushes in or he counters with 3s and 4s. After that, he's not doing that after the early part of the fight. Like, that's his MO. That's the reason why I'm saying it's not. That's his MO. That's what he does. That's what he does. So
but it's still an in-game change. It's still an in-game change. Whether he does it all the time, it's still an in-game change.
Is a very predictable one, but it's an in-game change. I'll give you that.
Hey, bro, what's up, Will Stokes?
I'll let you get that, Shane. Go ahead.
So Congo beats Brook right now, right, guys? Yeah, I still believe he beats Brook. I feel like styles make fights. Brook is not a southpaw. Brook doesn't have the footwork of McKinson, and Brook, to me, definitely doesn't have the ability to avoid shots. I saw him against Crawford, and I'm not comparing Crawford to Congo, but this guy got knocked out by an ordinary jab. Go to the next comment, bro. Ordinary jab. Hold up, this unskilled fighter just beat you guys icon. I never once called him an icon. I said
Will
he's the
having a
best.
field day on us.
I said he's the most skilled fighter the most skilled prospect that's out of England, and I still stand by that statement. If you look at it stat by stat, there's no prospect that does what Congo
I
does.
knew Will was going. I knew Will was going to have a
Of
field day
course,
with that.
but this the thing about Will. Will's a very reactionary fan, so that's what you're getting from Will. You're getting a reactionary mindset. This is the same guy that thought Kell Brook was going to beat Crawford, so I don't know what more people expect. This is the same guy.
I knew Will. I knew Will was good. One thing Will is he is very consistent. I will tell you that for sure. Like but you know what though, Will. You know what I can compare it to, Will, and I'm not comparing the fighters, but I'm comparing the styles. Remember when Roy Jones fought Montel Griffin in the first
Yeah.
fight? It wasn't the fact that Roy Jones was not as skilled or not as talented. It was the fact that Montel Griffin was so awkward. It was so awkward that Roy Jones couldn't flow the way he usually flowed. It was a puzzle. It was a puzzle. It wasn't about
But
skill and nothing about it. It was a puzzle.
that's why I said to Jeff, and I've said this before, and I'm not comparing the fights. It reminded me of the first 3 rounds of Crawford versus Delorme. And Crawford lost every single round of the first 3. But it was mainly down to the fact that both fighters were just trying to counter one another instead of actually, they worried more about not getting hit than actually landing something. And that's what it reminded me of. And then Crawford made a simple adjustment. That's the thing I was waiting for. I was waiting for Congo to make an adjustment. Put the high guard
And he
up,
never
walk
did.
him down. And he didn't do that.
Scott 70 said if McKinson is unskilled, Congo should hang them up already. I'm gonna let Scott get away with that because we lost some bread on Congo. Congo fucked up some bets. Congo fucked up some money. So Scott 70, he can say that.
I'll say this about Congo, and I'll still defend this guy because I've seen fighters lose in positions and jump back. I saw him lose purely and simply because he doesn't have enough strings to his bow. That's all. That's the reason why he lost. Not because he can't fight, but he's not used to fighting as a forward fighter.
Yeah,
when you're 6 foot with 6 foot with the arm reach that you have, you're not used to having to walk fighters down because your dimensions normally do it for you.
I know it's different. Imagine Boots against a McKinson. Like Boots would his walk down game is crazy. But that's
what you learn in America. You learn how to go forward, you learn how to go back.
Right. Hold on. Will Stokes said, haha, I like Congo, so I was sad to see him lose, but I knew the one upside was I could come at you a lot. Yeah, Will having his moment, man. He will have his moment.
This is the thing. Will knows. Will follows me on Instagram. Both of the highly touted prospects that I like lost on the same night because Willie Hutchinson lost his all. He got knocked out in the 5th round.
Yeah. Listen, man, Chris Congo has to add that other element to his game. That still don't change the fact that I think he's extremely skilled. He just has to add that to his game, and he has to go to
America and get a trick American trainer. Because he's with these English trainers, there's no English fighter. There's none. Zero. There's zero English fighter that has the ability to fight going forward as well as fight going back. Zero. There's none. There's none. There's no fighter that fights.
Andre Rozier would have been a good look for Congo too. Like if he had to come to the States.
Andre Rozier would have been a good look. Even someone like Jonathan Banks would have been a good look.
Yeah, but he has to learn, and it's part that walk down style, but then part of it is mentality. Like sometimes and I know Broner catches a lot of heat, but I love this about Broner. Broner, even when he's outmatched, he will try to walk somebody down like he's 2 times stronger than him. Like it's a mentality thing. Like if Congo needs that second gear where he's like, you know what? Forget all of this cute stuff. Like I'm fuck you up. Like right now, like I'm fucking you up. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's
a bit like Hurd. A bit like Hurd.
I feel like Congo doesn't have a mean streak. Even as skilled as he is, I feel like he doesn't have a mean streak. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
like
You know
even
how I
when
joke around about Joseph Parker all the time?
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, do you got an on switch, like something that just pisses you off? Like, I don't know if Congo has that. I don't know if Congo has that. I got a
Yeah.
problem with it.
No, that's a big problem. Will Stokes says, I can't believe you think he'd beat Brook. Man, Special K would bust that man up right now. Congo has a lot of time. This is the thing. I don't rate Kell Brook's feet. And if you don't have good feet, I don't see. This is the thing. The reason if you don't have good feet, you can't win. You're not going to be that good at. If someone's got better feet than you, 9 times out of 10 you're going to lose. If someone's got better feet than you, 9 times out of 10 you're going to lose. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. And we got family in the building right now. My Uncle Curtis is in the building. My Uncle Kurt, what's going on? It's probably the first time he's seeing me actually doing this show, but definitely
So
making
we'll be
big
going to
moves.
Dillian Whyte now.
We can go to Dillian Whyte. Kurt, I told my mom like a couple days ago. I said I gotta call Kurt. I said I ain't talked to him in a while. But I'll definitely call you after the live. Let's get the you want to get to Dillian Whyte?
Yeah, we can get Dillian Whyte.
Let's get to it. Dillian Whyte and Alexander Povetkin, 4th round massacre, destruction, however you want to phrase it. I'm gonna get the Will comment, and then Shane, you can just go, and then I'll go after. Will Stokes. Hey, Shane, you've called me reactionary a few times, and so I just want to point out that Jeff said that if Dubois beats Joyce, he would have been top 10. If that ain't reactionary, then I don't know what is. Hold on, what did I say? Said that if Dubois beat Joyce, yeah, Dubois would have been in the top 10.
How is that reactionary? That's
not reactionary.
That's not reactionary. That's like saying, oh, if Andy Ruiz beats Anthony Joshua, he's going to be world champion. Well, obviously, he's going to be world champion because he has a belt. If you beat someone in the top 10 or within that top 10 bracket, of course, you're going to be in the top 10. It's not that difficult.
Yeah, I said that because we had Joe Joyce close to the top 10 anyway.
Exactly.
Like, he was very close.
This is why I say Will's reactionary. Because if anybody wins or loses, he just jumps on the gravy train. That's why I say he's reactionary.
Hey, man, you and Will got to get on the show, man, and do a battle.
I guarantee Will is very, what's the word? I just wanted to come on the show. We can talk about it.
We can talk about it. He said, yes, good stuff. Yes, call me. I got you, Unc. I got you. Will Stokes said, there is no way on this earth that Dubois is anywhere close to top 10. Let me get this one.
Please.
That was before the fight. I told you that before the fight. I said, now your opinion is reactionary. Because I said before the fight, I said if Dubois beats Joyce, that he's top 10. He's like number 10 on my list. Like that, like I still stand on that. If he would have beat Joe Joyce, like he would have been in the top 10. He would have been in the top 10.
That's because we had Joe Joyce around about the top 10.
Top 10, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's my boy BoxingFirst Vlog. He said, "What's going on, Uncle?" Will, he had beat 15 journeymen, so how would one win like that put him top 10? Can I get that, please? Can I get that? Okay. Please. Will Stokes, most fighters beat, let me put your comment back up there. He had beat 15 journeymen, so how would one win like that put him top 10? Will, let me give you a little history lesson. The majority of boxers early in their career fight journeymen or bums, and then they always have what you call a quote unquote career defining fight. Am I correct, Shane?
Of course.
So you take Jerron Boots Ennis competition has not been that good, but his fight against Sergey Lipinets is a career defining fight. You can say the same thing about Boots. Boots ain't top 10. That the career defining fight is what gets you in the rankings. You understand what I'm saying? That's what gets you in the rankings. So that's why I said, but it's the same thing for Joyce. It was the same thing for Joyce. I said, if Joyce would have beat Dubois, I'm throwing the winner of that fight was going to be in my top 10. The winner of that fight was going to be in my top
And
10.
you
I
also
got it.
have to look at that as well, at the fact that at the time of when that fight was happening, there wasn't that much standout heavyweight names in terms of who can put their hands and say, I'm definitely in the top 10. Let's keep it
The
real. You have
heavyweight division was ice cold.
Yeah, you have AJ Fury Wilder, you have Dillian Whyte Povetkin, and you have Michael Hunter and Usyk. Everybody else is up for grabs. Everything else, Andy Ruiz as well. The last two spots are really up for grabs.
Hold on, we got a new person in here. Tony's Reviews. Tony's Reviews. Big shout out to Tony's Reviews. Definitely subscribe to the channel. The one thing that we do on this channel is a lot of our subscribers actually get on the show. So if you need an incentive to subscribe, that would definitely be it. And definitely follow us on Instagram. I'm G5JeffTV all over the place. Shane is exclusively on Instagram. He has an exclusive deal with Instagram. He is I_am Shane and #1. Tony's Reviews says, first time listener, there's no way Dubois could beat Joyce. This dude has nothing but tailor-made fights. I predicted that he was getting stopped and he did. LOL. Dubois will never be a world level. Tony's Reviews, I'm glad you made that comment. And since you are new, I'm going to tell you that Shane and I had a disagreement on this fight very early. This was before the fight was even announced. And Shane thought Dubois was going to win. I thought Joyce was going to win. And usually Shane and I agree on a lot of stuff. So I said, Shane, I said, I'm going to convince you that Joe Joyce is going to win this fight. And we had a conversation, meeting of the minds, and we was like, you know what? Joe Joyce is going to win this fight. He's going to drag him. He's going to drag him into deep waters, and he's going to, he's going to win this fight.
I'm about to light up Will Stokes when Will Stokes.
Hold on. I got you. Let me finish this up. I got you. So Tony's Reviews, here's the thing. The comment I made to Will Stokes was a general comment. I said, if Daniel Dubois beats Joe Joyce, Daniel Dubois is in my top 10. But from Shane, did I not predict Joe Joyce is going to win the fight like months before it even was announced? So Tony's Reviews, I got the prediction right. I got it right. But it was more so I like the style matchup for Joe Joyce. I like the style matchup, but I hear what you're saying. But we got to see how Joe Joyce actually responds going forward. But that's a good comment. Like you came out the gates pretty good. Hold on, a little hard on the boy tone. What are you talking about? Oh,
I don't know.
Talking about? Tony, you talking about Tony's Reviews? I wasn't hard on Tony's Reviews at all.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about. Vlog, get back to us on that. Vlog be talking that slang sometimes. I be needing clarification. It's your boy Will Stokes again. Go ahead.
I do top 10 purely based on who I think beats who, not achievement. So I guess maybe we do rankings different. Let me tell you why I'm gonna score this guy. Fury, Joshua, Wilder, Whyte, Parker, Hunter, Ortiz. That's my top 10. Now, the reason why I'm going to score you is because you said based on who beats who. Who has Ortiz beat in that top 10? Ortiz hasn't beaten anybody in that top 10. So you can't base your top 10 on who beats who when Ortiz hasn't beat anyone. And Joe Joyce is in your top 10. And like Jeff purely simply said, if he beats Joe Joyce, he didn't say he's going to beat Joe Joyce. He said if he beats Joe Joyce, he will be in his top 10. So basically, you're strengthening Jeff's argument because he would have been beating someone who's in your top 10. So of course he'd be in the top 10. Obviously, I literally don't understand what's confusing about that.
Yeah, Will Stokes, you gotta come. Hey, Will Stokes, you gotta come back on that, man. You gotta come back on that. Go back to that comment, bro. Go back to that comment. So just to add on to that, Will, like Luis Ortiz's best victory is Brian Jennings. That's a fact. Okay.
2015. That was
That was
2015.
2015, and he's coming off of 2 knockout losses against Wilder. I'm sorry, he doesn't get points for that. I'm sorry, he don't get points for that. Like, he got iced in bullfights, and he was supposed to have been the boogeyman. Now, if Dubois would have beat Joyce, you can argue Dubois would have had a better victory than Luis Ortiz, and you can break up Michael Hunter for that matter. And I like Michael Hunter.
No way. There's no
Michael
way.
Michael Hunter got a better win.
Of course.
Who?
Povetkin. He
didn't win that fight, bro.
I don't care. He beat Povetkin. I don't care. I don't go by judges, bro. I don't go by judges. I go by my own. He beat Povetkin. I don't care. He beat Povetkin. Bro. He beat Povetkin. I'll take this to the grave. He beat Povetkin.
Hold on. For the people that's listening, yo, I know Shane so well. I knew he was going to say that. That's why I said who.
I don't care what anybody says. There's nobody that can watch me and watch that fight next to me and tell me that they don't want that fight.
For our listeners out there, does Michael Hunter have another victory that would have been bigger than that one? Dubois over Joyce.
No, but he has good wins though. Kuzman's
he has good wins. No, I'm not disputing that. Yeah, I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that at all. But just to the point, Will, I could argue that if Dubois beat Joyce, there's 2 guys on your top 10 that he would have a better big win than. So, Will, you gonna have to come back. You had to come back on that one. He said from 1 to 10. Go to the next one, Shay.
So based on Will, if bet a top 10 guy, you still can't get in. If you don't beat a top 10 guy, you can't get in. Yeah, that's what Will basically
saying. Basically what Will is saying. But Luis Ortiz ain't beat a top 10 guy, and he's in.
Yeah, they don't make sense.
And technically, Michael, as much as Shane want to say Michael Hunter ain't beat a top 10 guy. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I don't care what anybody says. But that's not my ranking. Bro, that's not my ranking. With you, bro. The reason why I put my rankings, because I base rankings of eye test as well, bro.
No,
I base rankings of eye test as well. Because Usyk was in my top 10 even before he had a fight. And you know that.
Yeah, let me take this next one, bro. I got this one. Okay. I could agree that if Daniel Dubois would have won, you could have gave him credit. I don't know about top 10, but I'd agree to top 20. I think you need more than one defining fight to be in the elite. Let me get at that real quick. So, part of the reason why I said Daniel Dubois would have been top 10 with a victory over Joe Joyce is because we had Joe Joyce basically around the top 10. I think he might have been number 10 on my list at that particular time. I think for Shane, for you, I think he was like 11 or 12 on your list.
Because I still had Pulev in my top 10. And I had Pulev. But this was before the AJ fight.
This was prior to, right, correct. So the thing was, this was 2 guys going in. Like, we got to remember the landscape going into the fight. The winner of this fight was announcing themselves as a player at the heavyweight division. We know that for a fact because Joe Joyce is now in the conversation with Alexander Usyk. So we know that fight was going to get the winner a major shot. So I can't sit up here and say that. I guess my question to you, Tony's Reviews, is Joe Joyce top 10 right now? I guess that would answer because I see where you're going, but I would better understand you if I knew where you had Joe Joyce ranked. So give me that, and then I'll revisit. Your boy Will is back.
I mean, I do it based on who I think beats who. Sorry. Okay, that's fine.
No, that's cool. That's fair. That's fair.
Will Stokes, you wild, my guy.
You wild, my guy.
Yeah, I need to come on there and speak on this. Yeah, anytime, bro. You know
You
how
want
it
to
goes.
hold on. You will, and you know what? I forgot to send the link to DC3. I'm fucking up. Will Stokes, would you like a link? I can send you a link. If you would like a link, I can send you one. Ortiz last fight was a KO win. That's true.
Yeah.
It's who he's beating. That's the problem. Oh, okay. Boxing First Vlog was saying that Tony was a little hard on Dubois.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
Hunter definitely beat Povetkin. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Hey, man, come on, man.
Thank
Man, 213. First, hold on. This is like, man, first of all, you was the second person in the show. So I was very proud of you that you came in. I mean, it was beyond punctual. Like, I mean, you was like early. Like, you was early. You know what I'm saying? And then you hit me with that. Like, you hit me. You can't be falling.
Did you think Povetkin won?
I told you I thought Povetkin won by a round. And Hunter is my guy. Hunter is my guy. And I thought he won 75.
Watch that fight back.
Can we watch it back together? We can watch it back together,
bro. There's no way on God's green.
We'll watch it back together. Listen,
I had Hunter winning 8-4.
You on the fine? You on the finest juice,
bro? I'm telling you, I had Hunter winning 8-4.
There's no way Hunter won 8-4, bro.
Go watch that fight back, bro.
We gonna watch it together. I'm gonna set up a StreamYard and I'm just gonna put it on the TV and we gonna run that fight and we gonna watch it together. Because all we gotta do is not click the live button and just watch it. That's fine. So for the people that's listening, Shane and I are going to rewatch Alexander Povetkin and Michael Hunter.
I'll give you my honest.
That's fine. I need to figure out how he got the 8-4. That's all I need to know. How he got the 8-4.
That's fine.
That's all I need to know. And for the people that want to get in on this, go on YouTube and watch Alexander Povetkin and Michael Hunter. And y'all tell us what y'all scorecard is. Like, we got to get that app, yo. We could do the app. Yo, when we do the app, we can do old fights and have people watch it and then come with the scorecard. That'll be dope, right?
Big Baby better than Hunter without a sort your job on crack.
Hold on. Go back to that. Hold on. Big Baby. Let me read that. Big Baby better than Hunter without a solid name on his resume. Oh, wait. It really doesn't matter, but I'm kind of just curious. Which Big Baby are you talking about?
Talking about Big Baby Miller, bro.
Nah, he could be talking about Jared Anderson. That's why I said it doesn't matter. I said it doesn't matter, but I'm kind of curious
about Big Baby Miller.
I really no. Hold on. Boxing First Vlog. That's my bro. I talk to Boxing First Vlog every single day. Like, he's one of the people. I don't call many people on a daily basis. He's one of the people I call on a daily basis. But I need for him to let me know, is he talking about Big Baby Miller or if he's talking about Jared Anderson? Because I need to know, like, what kind of juices he's on. I need to know what kind of juices he's on. Like, if he's talking about Jared Anderson, it's bad, but it's not as bad. But if he's talking Big Baby Miller, we gonna have to have a conversation. But I'm gonna allow Boxing First Vlog to answer that. I'm not gonna speak for the brother. Hit the thumbs up. Yeah, hit the thumbs up, man. Please hit the thumbs up. Man 213 funny as hell, yo. Go ahead, Shane.
That is all up in there.
Hey, man.
Oh yeah, fact. We need to watch that. Hagler Leonard.
Yeah, hey, man. That's like saying Michael Hunter and Povetkin to me and Shane is like saying Pacquiao and Jeff Horn to me and Shane. If you want to see something get sparked up, don't mention those.
I can see more how Pacquiao won the fight than how Povetkin won the fight. I can't see how Povetkin won that fight.
We're gonna watch it. Hagler Leonard first. He said we need to watch Hagler Leonard. I'm cool with that. I'm cool. Hey, man, as the channel grows, man, we're gonna start having we're gonna have boxing groups, like we're gonna have film sessions where we just pick an old fight and we watch it and we score it, and then we come do a live and actually discuss what we watched and all that. Like, and I know people busy, like we'll give people like a week, you know what I'm saying? Like a week and a half. It's almost like homework. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Give you some homework,
But what I'm gonna say, so let's actually get to the Dillian Whyte fight. We actually haven't even got to that yet.
You want to? Oh, we got any more comments we got to run through?
You got a lot of comments.
We got to run through them. Just run through them.
Whyte, Joshua Fury, Whyte, Usyk, Ruiz, Parker, Wilder, Hunter, and Povetkin, Martin, and Joyce. Ooh, that's a bit weird. I only slightly edge Martin because he bit. That's a very, very weird top 10.
Hold on, bro. I'll be right back. Go ahead. Keep talking.
That's a weird top 10. Joshua Fury, Whyte, Usyk, Ruiz, Parker, Hunter. I get that. But the part that you're losing me is the Martin. Charles Martin. No, I can't put him in my top 10. I'm sorry. I cannot put Charles Martin in my top 10. No, sorry. Because he has been a champion and looked good lately. Now, I'm sorry. He can't be in my top 10. I mean, you still got fighters like Rivas that's in the top 10. I mean, not in the top 10, but that's in the heavyweight division. And I don't even know. Did you say Parker? You did say Parker. I mean, you got fighters like Rivas who's still around and about. So I don't think you. Even Otto Wallen. You didn't put Otto Wallen in there. You got to put Otto Wallen in the top 10.
Can I read that real quick?
Go on.
Joshua Fury, Whyte, Usyk, Ruiz, Parker, Wilder, Hunter, because I thought he beat Povetkin by edging him out early. What is y'all? What is up with y'all with this Hunter Povetkin thing? All right, man. All right, Povetkin, Martin, and Joyce for 10th.
Yeah, I'm saying Martin ahead of Joe Joyce. That's quite crazy, isn't that? Martin lost to AJ, but he lost to Kawanaki. Nah, you can't be in my top 10. I'm sorry.
I don't really agree with that. But I find it funny that you would have Joyce for 10th. That got to be based off the Dubois fight, right?
Yeah, of course. But there's no Otto Wallen in that top 10.
Yeah, but Tony's review said that if Dubois beat Joyce, it would have been top 20. Joyce beat Dubois, now Joyce is top 10. So you're kind of feeding into my point. You see what I'm saying, Shane? I'm feeding into my point. I only slightly edge Martin. Go back to that real quick. I only slightly edge Martin because he's been a champion and looked good lately, I'm assuming. Okay, keep going. Okay. Joyce is a strong 11th or 10th for me. Fair enough. But I feel like if Dubois would have beat Joyce, it would have been the same thing. So we've been around the same thing. Yeah. Pac beat Hunt. Thank you, man. You came back to your senses. Thank you. And that's the correct order I have.
Let me look at the order. What? You got Joseph Parker ahead of Wilder. What brand of crack are you smoking? No chance, mate. There's no way. Oh, no way. No way. No way. No way. No way. No way. No way.
Hold on. Hold on. Tony's reviews. Hold on. Wait a minute. It said that's the same. Hold on. Shane. Now, this is the first time Tony's reviews has been on the show. I'm gonna give you a chance to confirm that. So if you want to retype your top 10, please do. But you got to the end of the show. I'm gonna move forward. I'm gonna move forward. Not Miller. He's talking about Anderson. Okay.
Yeah.
Anderson hasn't put in enough work yet.
Who beat Pacquiao Thank you very much,
God, yo,
my guy,
yo,
Scott. And his opinion counts because he put money in your pocket, bro. So his opinion counts.
he do, but man, and Scott family too, man. Hold on. Before we go to Mang's comment, Scott, I have to ask you a very important question. Are you outside right now with your finest beverage? Asking, you might be you might be inebriated. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just asking. Go ahead.
Ruiz is higher than Usyk in my opinion. I guess I know why you say that, but I prefer based off the eye test. I like Usyk.
Okay.
Not convinced of Usyk at heavyweight yet. I understand why, but I understand. I go by the eye test. So me either, man. I understand why people aren't convinced, but again,
yeah, understood.
I'm just saying I like Usyk based off the eye test. I've seen him fight heavyweights as well. He lost to Karnaki after being shocked and having over a year out of the ring. Furthermore, if the fight had been 12 rounds and not, that's true because he gave Karnaki the work in that 10th round. Charles Martin gave Karnaki the work in that 10th round.
Oh, yeah.
Martin is slept on in my opinion. This guy, he's a decent fighter. He's not a bad fighter.
Yeah, I think Martin's a decent fighter. I don't think he's slept on. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Deontay Wilder will get smoked by damn near everyone on that list. Wow. I guess you're not a Wilder fan.
Whoa. All right, Tony's reviews. I like you. I like you. You bring in some herbs and spices to the live. I like you. But listen, let me ask you this. You said Deontay Wilder will get smoked by damn near everyone on that list. Who does Deontay Wilder beat on that list? Let me ask that. And we, because we have to get to know you, you have to get to know us. Yeah. So I have what I like to call trap questions. So I'm asking trap questions right now. Come back to us.
Scott 70 says Usyk does a number on Joshua for my money. Personally, I actually feel like Joshua is probably the only heavyweight that I would actually pick to beat Usyk. I wouldn't pick any other heavyweight to beat Usyk.
I like AJ versus Usyk. I would say style wise, who will give Usyk the most trouble? Probably Fury and probably Michael Hunter.
The reason why I asked he fought Michael Hunter already, and he beat Michael Hunter.
No, I know, but I still think Michael Hunter's style at heavyweight. Yes.
Usyk fought. The reason why I feel like he will beat Fury is because I don't think Fury's got a great front foot game. As much as people feel like Fury looked good against Wilder, I still don't think he has a good front foot game. I just feel like he had a good front foot game, but the fight was still long. And he just has a better front foot game and a better inside game than Wilder. But Wilder just feel like styles make fights, innit? Wilder is still top 4 or 5. Yeah, to me, Wilder is still top 4.
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
I could even have him ahead of Dillian Whyte, to be honest. The only reason why he's not top 4 to me is because top 3 to me is because, again, I just have Usyk at my number 3. That's just me personally, but that's based off the eye test. Again, that's not based off resume or anything. That's just my personal eye test and perception. My eye test isn't always perfect. BoxingFirst Vlog, I got Mike Tyson in my top 10. Yeah, you're correct. I had money on Pacquiao versus Horn, and I called it Horn and stick by that. Well, guess how it goes.
I had money. Hold on. Wait. Let me go put that back. I had money on Pacquiao versus Horn, and I called it Horn and stick by that. Okay. So, all right. And then see, I can accept that because partially he won some bread on that.
Yeah.
guarantee you, if Scott would have lost some bread on that, I wouldn't be hearing none of this right now. But I'm gonna let Scott slide because he like top 5 in terms of family of the channel.
There's no.
Ooh, hold on, whoa. Let me get this one. There's no trap needed. Wilder has never fought power punchers. The only one he's been in there with was a 136-year-old Ortiz. Wilder got floored from a Fury body shot. Who has Fury ever dropped with a body shot? Can I get at that real quick?
Please. And be careful because I might be on it. Don't be wild neither, Jeff. Like, don't be wild because I'll go off. Don't be saying stuff that you know you'll get checked with because I'll check you if you say things that's incorrect. I'm just telling you. Just don't.
Why are you coming to me, man?
The reason why, because I know that last comment you were gonna go after. So don't even try that. That last comment, I know you was gonna go after that last, the last sentence. The Fury said sentence. Don't even try to defend Fury. Don't even try.
I'm not. Okay, so just for the people that's listening, said there's no trap needed. Wilder has never fought power punchers. The only one he's been in there with is a 136-year-old Ortiz. Wilder got floored from a Fury body shot. Who has Fury ever dropped with a body shot? Okay. So I'm gonna attack this in a couple of different ways. Has Wilder fought power punchers? No. Has he fought many good fighters? No. I would say off the top of my head, probably Ortiz. Brazil was okay. Stavern, okay. But to say that he's fought good fighters, the only good fighters he's fought is Fury and Ortiz, in my opinion. So I'm going beyond the power puncher thing. I'm even doubling down on what you said. Wilder hasn't fought a lot of heavyweights to make you go like, okay, like he's arrived. Okay, like the top wins on Wilder's resume would be Stavern, Brazil, and Ortiz. So I'm in agree. I understand where you're going.
And he has a draw with Fury as well. And he has a
draw.
Again? And he has a draw.
And he had a draw with Fury. Right. He had a draw with Fury. So I feel what you're saying as far as that. Now, as far as this Wilder, Wilder getting dropped by a Fury body shot. Tony's reviews, let's be clear. Wilder was done way before that. Okay. Wilder was done like way before that. You have to be in agreement with us on that. Like he was done. So I don't want to paint. I don't want a picture to be painted like
his punches
fresh. Or Tyson Fury's cracking like that. Like no, like Wilder was done at the time. That actually was an indication that he was done because that never happened to Wilder. And on top of that, Fury's never done that to anybody. So I'm with you on that. But we're not going to paint a picture like, hey, Wilder's punch resistance or he's soft to the body or he acted this way because he fought like this crazy power puncher. Like Tyson's not a crazy power puncher. It's just at that time when that body shot was landed, Wilder was probably done like 3 rounds prior.
I mean, he was done in the third round.
He was done in the third round. So from the third round on, he was done. So I hear what you're saying, but it's just the narrative. I have a problem with the narrative, but I like a lot of what you said, if that makes any sense. BoxingFirst Vlog. Tony's reviews. He caught a back of the head shot first, then the rest happened. I mean, fair enough. I mean, it's in Tony's reviews. Let me say this real quick. And I tell people this all the time. The shot that Wilder got hit with by Fury is similar to the shot that Andy Ruiz hit AJ with. And I'm talking about the placement of the shot. And I always say this, when heavyweights get hit with the equilibrium shot, that's the one division where a heavy, like the fighter's not going to recover from that, like long term. Like it's just something with the legs being a bigger guy. Like they're just not going to recover from that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And
so
Wilder
it
didn't do the right
reminded me
things. Wilder didn't do the right things neither. Just to say, he
Wilder
didn't do
didn't do
the
the right things either. After that,
yeah.
and you know, we not gonna go down that rabbit hole. We not gonna go down that rabbit hole. But let's keep it moving. Mang 213 said, I think Wilder would stop Usyk. I'm a big fan of Usyk and Wilder both, but I think that bomb eventually lands late in the fight.
Can I tell you why I'm not a fan of why I wouldn't even want him to take that fight. Personally, I feel like Usyk's a fighter who actually gets better as the rounds go on. And he starts to identify your body twitches, your body feints, and your idiosyncrasies as the fight goes on. His best bet would actually to beat Wilder early. I feel like the footwork, beat Usyk early. I feel like the footwork will be just so good from Usyk. Like I remember watching Wilder fight a rudimental Spilker, and he couldn't even deal with that footwork for like 8 rounds before the shot landed. I literally feel like you just pull the right hand all day, wait for the right hand to come, because when you got a fight that's so dynamic, you can fight going in circles and doesn't go back in straight lines. All he needs to do is wait for that right hand, and then that's basically it. And he'll just play with range all day. So I don't really feel like Wilder will deal with the footwork good enough personally. And again, there's a safe zone for Usyk, and that's inside. When you got a fighter, you got a safe zone. And he knows how to get to that safe zone. That's the biggest problem. Usyk knows how to get to that safe zone. Like against Chisora, people thought that all the way out was a safe zone. It was, but he was actually safe even when it was all the way in. And it was the same thing when he fought Tony Bellew. You know, that's why I say AJ he will struggle with, because he doesn't have that safe zone. Fighters gotta make Usyk uncomfortable at all ranges, and Wilder doesn't do that for me, in my opinion.
BoxingFirst Vlog said, Mang 213, my man, we agree. Yeah, I that's a hard fight for Wilder to win. That's a hard fight for Wilder. I'm not saying that it can happen, but that's if there's one heavyweight in the top 10 that I would bet would like Wilder wouldn't land the right hand against, it'll probably be Usyk. Like I'm not saying that he can't. I'm not saying that he can't. And for the people to think that, that's cool, because you look at Luis Ortiz and it was just like he's supposed to be this tactician, this, that, and the third. And I was just like, look, the Ortiz ain't fought nobody. He ain't fought nobody.
Oh, and
You know what I'm saying?
even though he's a tactician, he doesn't have the athleticism. So
Yeah,
again,
his athleticism is he's never been athletic. He's never been athletic. Like it's just the things that he does inside of the ring from a technical standpoint
he's very good.
is very good compared to other heavyweights.
Yeah.
Will says, sorry, I left to go eat. Yeah, you
He's
would
right.
go eat after you think
He's
you
right.
beat Chain in an argument. You go run and go get something to eat, man. Hey, Will Stokes, man, you got to battle Shane on the channel, man. We not taking no for an answer. Tony's reviews, Wilder was done when he got in there with a true younger top 10 heavyweight. He's got power, but he is extremely lacking in everything. He gets pressed and he's done. Zero inside game. That is why I believe most of my list will beat Wilder. Okay.
I agree with the fact that he has zero inside game, but go ahead, Jeff.
No, I agree with that as well. Wilder doesn't have an inside game, but to be honest with you, Wilder don't need an inside game. To be honest with you. Now, the thing is, there are, and I say this about Wilder all the time, and Tony's reviews, I know you knew, but the people that's been listening to me for a while, you know, what I'm getting ready to say, I've said this plenty of times. It's like Wilder in that right hand is like you're asking Michael Jordan not to shoot the fadeaway. Like you asking Allen Iverson not to hit somebody with the crossover. Like it's the ultimate finisher move. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's the ultimate finisher move. It's kind of like why, like why drive somewhere where you can fly? Like, you know what I'm saying? You just get to the point quicker. You know what I'm saying? So Wilder has shown me, I would mention the 2 occasions. When he fought Luis Ortiz in the first fight, Wilder was getting beat to the punch because Luis Ortiz was winning the battle with the footwork before he started punching. What Wilder started doing is he started throwing that check left hook, and it wasn't a hard check left hook. He was throwing a check left hook just to get his foot outside of Luis Ortiz's foot. Then he started firing the right hand. He got Luis Ortiz center, and then he started firing the right hand. So I was just like, that proved to me that Wilder has some type of intelligence inside of the ring. That Artur Spilka shot that he landed, somebody that don't have no skill at all can't land that shot. Like, I mean, he set it up perfect. He landed it perfect. Even his body positioning when he threw the shot, perfect. So he's shown me glimpses of him having an IQ inside of the ring. It's just when you got a money shot like that.
Again, I feel like people underestimate how good he is at delivering the punch. He's just not good at delivering anything else. He's just amazing at delivering that shot.
Tony's reviews, and the hardest thing for you to do, the hardest thing for a person to do is to land a money shot and you know it's coming. Everybody that fights Wilder knows that avoid the right hand. Like that's the game plan. Avoid the right hand. He went through 42 fights, 41 victories, all of them the right hand. It takes a different type of guy to land the same punch. Like Jordan, he hit people with the fadeaway every single time. You couldn't stop it. AI with the crossover, you couldn't stop it. Like that's what it is. So I agree with what you're saying, but I don't think you're giving Wilder enough credit. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you're giving Wilder enough credit. I could talk versus typing. Hey, if you want a link, you can get on in here. Well, go ahead, Will. I mean, that's your bro. That's your bro.
Yeah, I was saying that those rankings are purely based on who I think beats who plus who has actually beat who, obviously. Okay. So like, although Joyce and Ortiz and Hunter don't have any real good wins, that's a lie. Hunter has a good win. And to me, Joyce has a good win. I think that they have the types of styles to beat other guys. The reason why I would disagree with that is because I feel like there's guys in the top 10 that beat. I feel like there's guys that's not in the top 10 that beat Ortiz, but they're not in the top 10. So it's very difficult to do it like that because you would never be able to gauge a true top 10 because fighters fight different styles. So, for example, Hellenius beat Karnacki, but he got knocked out by Gerald Washington. But Gerald Washington got knocked out by Karnacki. So you can't really do that because one guy could beat Ortiz, but then lose to someone that's not in the top 10. It's very difficult to gauge. Very, very difficult to gauge.
Keep going. Your bro back again.
Hence why I have Usyk at number 3. I have Usyk at number 3. I think he has the beating of every single heavyweight except AJ Fury. I think he beats Fury. Wilder also dropped Fury in the first fight with a similar shot behind the ear. It seems like the refs aren't calling. It's boxing. Literally the margin.
Can I elaborate on that? Main 213, that's one of the hardest shots to call live. That's one of the hardest shots to call live because it's a bang bang. And what you're looking for is, did the guy duck his head down? And a lot of times, sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't, but you're asking the refs to make a split second call. And that's why a lot of times it's not called. A lot of times we call it because we see it in the replay in slow motion. So we have to, be cognizant of that. He said those shots are very dangerous for heavyweights. Exactly. You're 100% right. It's just hard to call. It's just hard to call that shot live and in the moment. Your bro is back. Go ahead.
Bro, Tony, you have Charles Martin in top 10. Usyk destroys Wilder for me. All wrong for Wilder. I got Usyk stoppage probably. Hell no, he ain't stopping Wilder. Hell no, he ain't stopping Wilder. Wilder is done now. 36 years old, carrying injuries and mentally finished already. I don't think he's done. He's still got power. Hey, Scott, you take that back, or we're not friends, lol. And lol. If Breeden
that's Blood's guy.
If Breeden is teaching you how to throw a straight right hand, then you are.
Put the comment up, bro. You don't have it on the screen.
Oh, wow. Yeah, if Breeden is teaching you how to throw the straight right hand, then you are going to be able to throw a really good straight right hand. I guess so.
Wilder had that right hand before Breeden.
5 minutes and I jump on. This live is gonna be
I put the link in. I put the link in the comment section. Click it. Hold on. Was that the last comment?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony's reviews. The link is right there. So you can click on the link. And hold on. And Tony's reviews, please, if you gotta subscribe to the channel. Where else are you gonna come to in the first show you come on? You actually get in the show. Your buddy's back. Go ahead, Shane.
Wilder has a pretty fragile chin. Usyk has the movement and accuracy to mess Wilder up. I don't think Wilder has a fragile chin. Wilder's got a good chin, in my opinion. I think he's got a good chin. I don't even think Fury stopped him. I might say something that people might even find crazy. I actually don't even think Fury hurt Wilder that much. I'm gonna be dead serious. I don't even think he hurt him that much. I just feel like he lost his legs. And there's a difference between losing your legs and actually being buzzed and stunned and hurt. I don't even think he hurt him that much. I'll be dead serious. I feel like it was a mixture of being fatigued and losing your legs. That's what I think.
Yeah, but your explanation I agree with, but that's all the more reason to get hurt. You understand what I'm saying?
I don't think he got hurt. I don't think he got hurt that much. Not that much. I don't think Fury's cracking like that. I don't even think Wilder's got good punch resistance.
I agree. Wilder does have he has good punch resistance and he's resilient. Where I'll say I disagree is because he lost his legs and his head wasn't clear. Most of the shots you do get hit with are going to affect you. What I will say is I don't think Tyson Fury landed a lot of money, what we would call money shots. You understand what I'm saying? He landed a lot of shots that wasn't money shots that affected.
Well, when you're hurt, you can visibly tell someone. There's a difference in your legs being gone and you are hurt. I'll give you an example. Povetkin versus Whyte. There was times where Povetkin's legs was gone, but there was times where Dillian cracked him with something, and you could clearly see that it was a different response. It was pain. He was feeling pain. Like when he hit him with that right hand in the third round, it wasn't even him being on shaky legs. He got hurt. He literally got hurt, and that's the difference. You know, I didn't see at one stage where I thought, oh, Wilder is hurt. I saw him like, oh, Wilder's on shaky legs. Wilder's a bit tired. Wilder's a bit, his equilibrium's gone. He's a bit fragile. His body's a bit feeble. But I didn't once think, oh, this guy is stunned. Like against Ortiz, I thought he was hurt. That's the difference.
No, he was gone. He was gone in that Ortiz first fight. What was that? The 5th round? Is that the 5th round that happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was drunk. He was drunk. He was drunk, but he was drunk when he got hit with the body shot. Go ahead, your buddy back. Go ahead.
Which one? Okay, he says Wilder has been rocked by Fury, Brazil, Molina, Ortiz, Spilker, and Howard Soiners. You think he has a good chin? Firstly, Will Stokes, you're lying because you've never even seen the Harold Soiners knockdown. I've never seen it because I haven't done a very good job of removing that off YouTube. So you've definitely not seen it because I've never seen that. And he didn't get hurt in the Spilker fight. He just got hit with good shots. I didn't say I don't think he got hurt. And in the Brazil fight, let me tell you the difference, yeah. And I'll tell you. And I said this. When you got hit with that shot against Brazil, this is the thing what I like about Wilder. He got hit with a very good shot, but look at his eyes once he was hit. He was actually quite clear-headed. He had a whereabout to hold, and he. This is what I feel like people get confused with. Just because someone got hit with a good shot doesn't mean they were hurt. That's the difference. Just because he got hit with a good shot, he's identified that it was a good shot and he held. Doesn't mean he was hurt. Doesn't mean he was dazed or stunned. There's a difference. If he was dazed or stunned, he wouldn't have been able to get a knockout 1 minute later. It's like with Fabio Wardley. I feel like he got hit with a good shot and obviously he felt it, but for him to be dazed,
there's a difference between getting hit with a shot and you're hurt and getting hit with a shot and it gets your attention.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between the two, and you got to know how to differentiate the two. Like the Brazil, like I for example, the Brazil shot got his attention, right? The Brazil shot got his attention. The Fury fight, and that when he hit him with that lead left hook straight right hand, it was like 8th, 9th round. Wilder leg buckled a little bit, but his response wasn't "I'm hurt." It got his attention.
Ortiz was when he seriously got hurt. That's the only time I've seen Wilder seriously hurt. Right. I've never seen him seriously hurt like that. JD's has said in an interview that Wilder, no, he was dropped, but I'm saying you didn't see it.
No, we know that.
I know everybody knows he was dropped, but you said he was hurt. Just because someone got dropped don't mean he was hurt. That's the difference, because what's it called? Chris Congo got dropped doesn't mean he was hurt. What's his name got dropped? I remember when Andrade got dropped who did he fight? What's his name? That guy, that American kid that he fought. You know who I'm talking about, man.
Vanez. When he fought Vanez. Hold on. We got Tony's reviews. And
it wasn't Vanez who he fought, bro. It was, what's it called?
Vanez knocked him down in the first round.
No, I'm not talking about him though. I'm talking about the guy who fought in the that Liam Smith just fought. Cox.
Oh, okay.
But that wasn't, he didn't get hurt in that fight, he just got dropped.
Hold on, I gotta get a proper introduction. We have Tony's reviews in the building. Tony's reviews. You want to go big screen? Okay. Tony's reviews is in the building. First, hello and welcome to the show. Take yourself off mute.
What's going on? Appreciate the invite. How y'all doing?
Everything cool. First of all, before we even get started, are we going to see you on a regular basis? Because I like the sauce you bringing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all over the YouTube boxing community.
That's fine. As long as you get over here at some point. I'm cool with that. I'm probably in the same place as you in.
Yeah, I mean, I won't do it yet. You got to give me like 60-something days so I get my viewership back. I got a strike on my account currently. So like I'm
bro, you got to get with me. I've gotten 2 of those off.
Yeah, so
there's a benefit.
I've already done all the paperwork, sent in all the stuff. I'm just waiting for the outcome.
I ain't had to do no paperwork.
What's your channel called? Tony's
What's your channel called?
What's that?
What's your channel called? Tony's Reviews.
Yeah.
Oh, big shout out to the channel. We'll go subscribe as soon as we done.
Go ahead, bro. What was I say, bro? Are you what part of America are you from, or the states are you from?
Well, I'm in Georgia at the moment, but I'm from New York.
Oh, all right, cool. Yeah, I'm in Philly. Shane from the UK. But hold on, did we get through all the comments?
No, we're still cool.
Hey, Tony's reviews. Give us a moment. Let's get through this comment real quick, and then I'm gonna let you cook up.
Jeff, you just proved Shane wrong. Basically, Fury rocked Wilder with that hook, straight right combo. Less than 1 minute after getting absolutely beamed in the bro. That's not rock to me. That's not rock to me. That's not hurt. Okay, rock and hurt. I don't even think he was hurt. That's the thing. I feel like in the Ortiz fight, the only time I've seen Wilder seriously hurt. The other fights, I just feel like the other ones, I just feel like there was outside reasons for why he may have reacted. Like in the Fury second fight, I just feel like he was tired and he was worn down and he lost his legs. But for me to say that he was hurt, that means that Fury hit him with something that was worthy of him like dancing, and he didn't. Like Fury don't crack like that. Fury's never cracked like that.
Sewell A, I see your comment. We'll get to it in a moment, but I want to get Tony's reviews the floor so he can cook up. Go ahead, good brother. Go ahead, speak your piece.
Nah, you good. Finish with your comments and we can come to that after y'all done.
Okay, we only got one more left. We'll get to this one real quick and we'll let you cook. Sewell A, big shout out to you, bro. Did you guys talk about the potential Pacquiao Crawford fight? I see Crawford retiring Manny if it happens. Sewell A, to be honest with you, I done heard that so many times, man. I'm like, call me when the press conference getting ready to start. But Tony's reviews, go ahead and cook up, good brother.
What y'all want me to talk about? Deontay Wilder or why I have my
your rankings? I want you to talk about your rankings. I wanted you to talk about your
Wilder and your rankings, bro. Go ahead and do your thing.
Because, like I said, I believe he gets beat by damn near everybody on my top 10. I don't even think he could beat Charles Martin, to be honest with you. And I am wait. So there's another boxing channel. If you don't mind, I'll call out their name.
Sure.
That's right.
All right. So Unrivaled Boxing Talk. The host name.
That's my guy.
He's in the comments of this.
He was in the comments earlier.
All right. That's what's up. So earlier this year, there was talks about him fighting Charles Martin, right? So we thought it was going to happen. It ended up not happening, obviously. But I got a $50 bet with him that Martin sparks him.
Hold on. You mean like Martin's gonna win the fight, or Martin's gonna like spark him?
No, I mean he's gonna win the fight, but I think he's gonna knock him out.
Can I say why what Tony's saying isn't that far-fetched? Because we don't know what Wilder returns. Honestly, we actually don't know what Wilder returns. But if we're just talking about prime Wilder, I find that hard to accept.
Tony, is that part of your reasoning? Like you just think Wilder's done?
No, not at all. So the thing about Deontay Wilder is, like I said earlier, we've never seen him in there with any power punches. He's been very well placed with the guys that he's fought. Same reason why I picked Daniel Dubois to get stopped by Joe Joyce, because every fight was tailor-made to make him look good, in my opinion. So Deontay Wilder, he has been marched along the heavyweight division very carefully and stylistically. He's been put in there with guys who are lazy at times with their defense, so he can exploit that power that he has, because that's one thing he does have. He has natural power. You got to give him that, all the credit in the world. But there comes a time when power alone is not going to carry you. There comes a time when guys are going to be skilled enough to get around your power, close the gap, and then those super winging shots that he does, because he like puts his whole body torque into the punch, he's not going to be able to get him off. And that's go ahead.
Can I ask you a question?
What's up?
When you say that you feel like there's guys who will do that, I agree. I believe that there's certain guys that have this style and the ability to walk Wilder down. The reason why I find Charles Martin such a way left statement is because I don't rate Charles Martin's front foot game. And only certain fighters have the ability to walk down Wilder. It takes a certain level of bravery, but more importantly, it takes a certain level of footwork that I don't think Charles Martin has. That's my personal opinion. That's in addition to speed and actual understanding the distance. That's my opinion. I just think that he doesn't have that footwork. I do agree that he doesn't have an inside game, though.
Well, I would counter that with Charles Martin was good enough to walk down Anthony Joshua and keep him close, but he just couldn't he couldn't time the two. He kept getting caught by it. Like AJ would hit that little parry to his jab and then catch him boop, straight down the pipe and flash knock him down. You got to keep in mind too, though. I give Joshua all the credit in the world for beating Martin, but he did not knock him out and he didn't TKO him, because on that final count out, that second time Martin went down, if you rewatch it, Martin is laughing on the ground like, oh, fuck, I got caught again. What the fuck is going on? He beat the count and he looked at the referee with clear eyes and they waved it off. I'm not saying Martin could beat him. All I'm saying is Martin got hit by 2 solid shots when AJ was knocking everybody out, and he still got up from both of them. So you know he's got a chin.
I agree that he has a chin because Karnaki gave him hell and he stood up to it. So I agree with that. But what you got, and I feel like he just dived in that fight. Me personally, I feel like he saw the money and he dived. I don't think like he would go into the Wilder fight with that mentality. So I understand what you're saying. But what you're understanding is his failure to avoid the right hand is what I'm more talking about. He failed to avoid the right hand. I'm not saying that he doesn't have punch resistance. I'm saying he failed to avoid the right hand. And to me, that's what I'm worried about. If you're going to walk down Wilder, you have to avoid the right hand. And I feel like the fact that he failed to avoid 2 ordinary right hands from AJ, the reason why I say they were ordinary is because he shot them straight from the chest, which means he shot them straight from the vision and the eye line of Charles Martin. And Charles Martin was on the outside of AJ's left foot. So that means not only was you in the right position, you also could see the shot coming and you still got hit by it. So to me, the fact that your failure to avoid the shot against someone who threw 2 ordinary punches, I find like it's going to be difficult for you to walk down Wilder.
But those weren't ordinary punches. Those were counter punches off of a parry. AJ was having problems in that first round, even landing shots on Charles Martin because he was parrying away all his punches. It was in the second round that AJ started to have that success, and it was coming after Charles Martin threw the jab. If you rewatch the fight, Martin would throw the jab. I can't even talk. I'm working out right now, so I'm a little exhausted.
It's fine.
AJ would knock that fist down and then come straight down the pipe with a counter shot.
Can I ask you a question, Tony? Can I ask you a question? Tony, yeah. You watch boxing, so you know a lot about boxing. Do you remember what stance that AJ was using? And I asked that question to set up another question.
It doesn't matter because here's the thing. AJ is a mid-range tactician, right? He's very good at the mid-range where he was catching them. Deontay Wilder, if you watch him, I've dubbed it the hop step. He normally comes from a long range away from the guys, takes off like a sprinter, and kind of like hop steps and throws that right hand.
Okay, correct. So the reason why I asked that question is because if you watch it, AJ was standing square. So it was very easy. I hope you can see your camera. It was very easy to parry and throw. He's standing square. So if you watch it, it's very easy because he's a squared fighter. So when I was saying that they were ordinary, it's because Wilder, as you already pointed out, he's a bit more back. So that arm's extremely extended. So what you gotta bear in mind is, whilst AJ is quite, I like his anatomy and I feel like he's a good fighter, he didn't use his range in that fight. He actually stood quite square, whereas Wilder's got complete extension. So when you're walking down, if you're walking Wilder down, you already remember you're at a massive disadvantage when someone's got such a long arm reach and arm length, which AJ didn't use in that fight. AJ didn't use his arm length. He literally just parried counter, whereas Wilder's already got the arm length. So you have to already cover and track that distance already. So when you're saying he's walking down AJ, well, AJ was square. So it's easy to walk someone down that square. If someone's got their arm up, that's not such an easy task.
Right. So put your guard back up real fast.
Go ahead, bro.
All right. Your left hand, because it looks like you're traditional right now, because your left looks to be in front of your right. Move your left hand forward like you're throwing a punch.
Well, because it's in reverse, this is my left hand.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one.
No. Send it out so we can see your fist at the camera. Just point your fist at the camera. Go down. Go down. I can't see your fist. There you go. Now, what I want you to do is take your right hand, okay? Put it on top of that fist. Put your right hand on top of your fist that's extended. No, open your palm. Open your palm like you're parrying. Now, spin that fist away from you. Out. wide open for a shot. That's what AJ was doing. Deontay Wilder doesn't do that. He relies on catching you coming in. He doesn't parry, then shoot. That's what I'm saying. AJ was opening him up with the parry. So the defense, where Martin was doing really good at the start of the fight, parrying shots, staying away from AJ's punches, he was being pushed down and opening up his face to be caught by that 2 over the top.
Nah, I get what you're saying, definitely. And I understand 100% about the parry and the counter. But the part that I'm saying is different is I'm saying Wilder doesn't need to parry because Charles Martin's jabs will fall short. Just because Wilder's side on and he's using his full extension. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right. But what I'm trying to tell you is that's why AJ was catching him. What I just showed you, when AJ was trying to out-jab him and hit him from range, he was getting parried and blocked the entire first round. AJ was having no success attacking from range. So that's why I'm saying that if Martin can do the same thing to Deontay Wilder, because Wilder's only got that one shot catching you coming in. Once he closes the gap, then what's going to happen when you've got a guy who can knock you out with one shot, banging you in the face, and you have no inside game? That's the issue.
Okay.
Hey, Tony, let me jump in here real quick. I'm gonna make one comment, then I'm gonna get to the comments, and then I'm gonna come right back to you.
All right.
As far as the AJ points that you're making, right? From a technical standpoint, I see where you're going. The problem that I have, and I didn't hear you say this, I'm surprised Shane didn't say it. It's what you're saying technically is valid, but the sample size that you're using is so limited because you're really dissecting one round. Because it was basically the second round AJ got him in trouble, right? Second round, right?
Yeah. Second round.
So all of your technical analysis is off of one round. It was the first round. So a lot of times in heavyweight fights, the fill out rounds. So again, I understand what you're saying. I guess I would sign up for that more if the fight went longer. Let's just say he was doing that from round 1 through 4 or 1 through 5.
Again,
AJ hit him in round 6. Then I could subscribe to it. It's just hard for me to subscribe to that long term when it only happened for one round. You see what I'm saying?
In the hope. Go on. I don't know.
Go ahead, Tony. Go ahead.
The only reason why I'm going off the one round with AJ is because that's the fight where he lost his first loss, right? That's the fight where you can't really argue any points. There was no he was inactive. There was no he had just got shot. There was no he was starting to whoop up on AJ later in the fight, and then it just went to the 10 rounds, not a championship fight, so no 12. So there's no intangibles to that fight. But if you look at Martin, all of his fights, that's how he fights. He has a very good guard and very good parrying. That's how he knocks these guys out.
I 100% agree.
So the thing is, I'm just using AJ as an example because that's where he had a knockout loss.
That's where he had his loss.
I was using it as a test to his chin, how he really wasn't put to sleep.
I get you. I'm gonna go through every single comment in a second. I just want to say one thing, and this is probably gonna be in just to iron out what Tony's saying and what I'm saying. Tony could be 100% right. My issue is, and I stand by the issue that I have, is I don't think Charles Martin's feet is good enough. So with all of that hand placement and all of that, that's all good. But you're forgetting Wilder moves backwards quite quickly. So to me, when I saw that AJ fight, I didn't see much transitioning from AJ. AJ was kind of standstill or maybe two step to the side, 2 step to the left. But Wilder moves back quite quick. I don't rate Charles Martin's feet. So that's why I'm making my statement. But Tony's entitled to his opinion because I'm just basing it on footwork. No. He's basing it on hands. Go ahead.
No, we respect that. Tony, let me ask you this question before we get to the comments, bro. You think Charles Martin feet are better than Luis Ortiz feet? Just from the southpaw stance?
Yeah. Especially Ortiz now. Like, I mean, we've seen him gas extremely fast. We saw him look like shit against Christian Hammer. Like, guys that if he was the boogeyman like he's claimed to be, he should have blasted through. We've seen him struggle with guys he shouldn't have struggled with. So no, I don't think Ortiz at this point of his career has better feet or lungs.
No, I mean at that time.
Did you say lungs? Did you say
Yeah,
lungs?
Lungs, yeah.
Okay.
He ain't got no lungs. He got the lungs smoking.
He need that Billy Joe Saunders asthma.
Guys, you watched this one already. I exposed who's Richardo Martinez. You seem new. Shout out to you.
I exposed Jamal Charlo and Demetrius Andrade. Hold on. Ricardo Martinez, because you're new, please subscribe to the channel. I see the YouTube.
But one second, Unrivaled Boxing, the link's in the comments, so go look for it. I can't even highlight.
Is he in here? He's still in here.
He asked to jump on. So,
hold on. That's perfect. Hold on. Let me run through these real quick. Ricardo Martinez, if you are new, please subscribe to the channel. Tony's reviews, subscribe to his as well. Tony, I know you said you got a strike, but we can still pull up your channel, right?
Yeah. Just type.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Yeah, go subscribe to my bro BoxingFirst Vlog as well. I'm pretty sure he would want to argue with you about that, about your Wilder take. Sewell A. Gerald Washington was walking Wilder down with ease. Shane, you want to touch that? Because I did have Gerald Washington winning the first couple rounds.
I did. He still walked into a shot, and I do think Gerald Washington's footwork is underrated.
Well, yeah, but Gerald Washington's footwork is not better than Ortiz or Charles Martin's, though.
Don't know about that. I don't rate Charles Martin's footwork. I just think he's a southpaw and he's got power and he's got good punch resistance. From what I've seen, he's got good power. And to me, I don't think he's got good footwork. I'll be honest, I don't think he's got good footwork.
But I don't think you need to have great footwork in heavyweight. I just think it's more position than anything else.
Against Roddy, you do.
You know, Shane, here's the thing. When you got a guy like Wilder who comes darting across the ring, he closes the gap for you.
But how many times does Wilder walk forward in a fight? Before he gets you hurt. How many times has he done that before he gets you hurt? Most of the time he's walking
before back. I get to the rest of these comments, I gotta let my bro Unrivaled Boxing talk in the building. Unrivaled Boxing Talk. What's going on? Hold on. Hey, brother, before we get started, because I'm gonna let you and Tony's reviews cook up. From what we've been told, there's a $50 bet, 2 20s and a 10, 5 10s, however you want to slice it. There's a $50 bet going on between you two guys. Unrivaled Boxing Talk, we just want to welcome you to the show. Yeah. We definitely rocking with your channel, but we are gonna give you the floor, good brother. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, thanks for letting me on, guys. I appreciate what you guys are doing. You're talking some real boxing. I love listening to it.
Absolutely. And he be on L Dub channel, so that's how I know.
Where you from, Unrivaled? I have to ask. Where you from?
Oh, I'm from Dublin, lad. I'm from Dublin.
Oh, that's
from Dublin, but Unrivaled. Before you get started, can you let the people know how real L Dub boxing is, man? That's like one of my favorite guys. Man.
Lawrence Williams, L Dub. Yeah, this man's like an encyclopedia of boxing. Easily one of the greatest minds I've ever come across in the whole sport.
I introduced Shane to L Dub Boxing's channel, and
this is what people. And I'll say this already. And I don't care what any. I've met so much people in boxing. Me and Mick Jeff has met so much people in boxing. L Dub is by far the best. If you're not subscribed to this guy, I don't know what you're doing. I literally don't know what you're doing. I don't know what
he's literally the most knowledgeable. He might be one of the most knowledgeable just boxing minds
on earth.
I've met like, and I'm not even exaggerating. So if you're not subscribed to L Dub's channel, please go subscribe to L Dub's channel. But without further ado, Unrivaled Boxing Talk, go ahead and talk your piece, good brother.
Yeah. So you guys mentioned the bet. Me and Tony have a bet. If Charles Martin and Deontay Wilder were to fight, he's got Charles Martin. I think what was the odds we did, Tony? Like, I think you get like 100 if Charles were to win. I got like 20 if Wilder were to win. I think I gave you 5-1 odds on it.
I don't remember.
That's fair odds, though. That's fair.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable. I think Wilder will detonate one right hand on that dude and he goes to sleep. He goes way too square. His shoulder comes up. His feet are really bad. He doesn't know. He has no lateral side-to-side movement. I don't know where that narrative's coming from. He goes in complete straight lines himself. I mean,
that's what I was saying.
Let's move off of Joshua for a second. Let's watch him against Adam Kovnatsky and how he kept going back and forwards in straight lines and never went to the side.
Is that me?
What did you say, Tony? What did you say, Tony?
Go ahead, Tony.
Tony. You still there?
No. Hey, Mark, can you restate that? My phone was dropping. Like, I lost connection for it.
Essentially, what I'm saying is Martin doesn't have a prayer. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, essentially, what I'm telling you is whenever old man Ortiz stood Wilder up straight and he got that extra time to recover, when we seen Tyson Fury hit him to the body and he dropped like a fish on the ground, just flopping, didn't know what to do, Charles Martin going to explode on him. See, everybody talks about Wilder's power. Everybody mentions his power, but nobody asks the question, what happens if his chin gets hit by a power?
Can I ask, I'm going to defend myself. Because me and Jeff have on record said this. Before Wilder lost, we know how to beat Wilder. You have to attack him and you have to land your money shots before he lands his. Facts. Is that not true, Jeff? Have we not said that all the time? We said there's a video on this channel before the Fury first fight where we were saying how Wilder loses. But this is the difference. Wilder has underrated. To me, people just see Wilder going forward. Majority of the time, before he gets hurt, Wilder's going backwards. And Wilder's just circling around the ring and making guys, he's literally waiting for guys to come after him. And then, other than the Stavern fight, he spends most of his time on the back foot. So that means Charles Martin's going to have to be the bull. And I don't think Charles Martin's a good enough bull. When I mean bull matador. I don't think Charles Martin's a good enough bull. With his feet, I don't feel like he's sophisticated enough to avoid the right hand and land his shots. That's what I think. And I even said the same thing about Dillian Whyte. I think Dillian Whyte had the mentality to beat Wilder, but I don't think his feet were sophisticated enough to pull off the knockout. That's what I think. But go ahead, Tony.
Whyte will absolutely annihilate Wilder, but we're not talking about that one. We're not talking about that. We're talking about Charles Martin, something that
Whyte is a lot different to Charles Martin.
Yes, way different. Totally different cuts of fabric, like not even the same cloth. Anyways, again, we saw Deontay Wilder almost get himself knocked out by a Brazil who catches every punch with his face. Like, he got caught after he already had Brazil hurt. Like, and if you think, I'm sorry, Dominic Brazil is not as good as a boxer as Charles Martin. There's no.
He hits harder.
If Brazil can catch him, Martin is going to land. He's going to.
But he hits harder than Martin.
I don't think he does.
I guess not. But who's Charles Martin? Hold on. Who's Charles Martin knocked out? I just want them to know that. Who's Charles Martin knocked out?
Well,
but Mark, even before that,
mentioned earlier, Gerald Washington.
But even before you say that, Mark, 1 second, Mark.
Brought him up, not me, Mark.
1 second. Even before you say that, to me, there's one thing hitting someone with a good shot, but there's another thing being able to finish somebody off. And to me, Martin is a fighter who relies so much on singles, that to me, if you're trying to load up on singles against Wilder, you have to be defensively sound. And Martin is not. Martin is not defensively sound. I don't know if you're saying he is, but he's not. Because to me, even in every fight I've seen Martin, I haven't seen enough defensive posture. That's the word I was looking for. Enough defensive posture. And I mean big fights. I don't mean bum fights. I mean big fights.
Again, I think he's more defensively sound than Wilder is. And I have
to firmly disagree with that. I
believe Wilder is his own worst enemy. He's going to close the gap for Martin. So it doesn't matter if he walks like he's got iron boots in a pool. When Wilder cranks up, throws that fucking right hand and misses, they're going to be body to body. And right there, we already know he cannot fight up close.
Can I ask you a question? How many fights have you seen Wilder walk forward? How many fights? For the whole fight or for long periods of the fight, have you seen Wilder walk forward? Name me 5, 10 fights.
The only fights I really can recall where he hasn't moved forward on the attack, because that's what he does, is against Ortiz in the second fight, where he let Ortiz blow his load and get tired, and then he came on. Almost everybody think
in
of
the Gerald Washington fight, he was going backwards.
Maybe against Spilka, because he kind of caught Spilka with a hook from mid-range when Spilka was coming in. But other than that, he comes forward at you. That's what he does. And when he hurts you, he's the most vulnerable. Yes, he's got you buzzed, but he throws punches like he's swimming without water. And anybody who's really sound.
Jeff, you have comments.
I got you. Mark and Tony, let me get to these comments real quick because they flooding up, and then I'm gonna let y'all cook up. Let me see. Sewell A is the reason Kalnacki and Wilder are both signed to PBC but never fought each other. That style is wrong for Wilder. Boxing First Vlog, I love that. Boxing First Vlog, I'm in disbelief that y'all guys think Charles Martin is still a factor at heavyweight. That's why I said I wish Boxing First Vlog was on here, because he would argue Tony reviews down. Like, he really would. It's very simple. Charles Martin is too flat-footed to avoid that Wilder right hand.
That's the I
and then okay, Unrivaled. Off topic, but why do you guys think Wilder has been gone for so long? In the Brian Custer interview, he said he was going to be back in the ring in January, but it's almost April and still no opponent. I can answer that. Give me a second. I will answer that. Boxing First Vlog, get to the comments. My apologies, good brother. When the conversation good, man, I'm sorry. Jack C. Jack C, if you're new, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe.
Yeah, I've seen him before. I've seen Jack C.
You seen him before? Oh yeah, I seen Jack C before. Go subscribe to Unrivaled Boxing Talk and Tony's reviews and Boxing First Vlog. Mark praising L Dub is beautiful. They both get the same type of praise from people. Yeah, for sure. Like, for sure. To get the Sewell A's comment, as far as Wilder and why he's not in the ring, like, it's pretty much either Fury. Like, they're not going to take another fight unless they know for sure they can't get the Fury third fight. Like, whatever's going on behind the scenes, litigation, whatever the case may be, like, they've clearly shown that they're not going to take a chance at taking another fight against anybody until they're told they're not getting the Fury fight or the title shot, period. So they're just gonna wait it out. I'm pretty sure Wilder probably wants to get back in the ring. But when you got that whole situation with Fury and, you know, litigation and all of that, it's just getting drug out. Like, the situation is getting drug out. So, you know, for me, I'm like, why take a fight where you could get hurt, something could happen, where, you know, if you're negotiating with Fury in the background and you can force the third fight, they're trying to force the third fight. Like, that's pretty much what it is. They're trying to force the third fight. So he's going to sit out until he either forces the third fight or he's told he's not getting it. Like, so that's to answer your question. But Unrivaled Boxing Talk, I want to actually let you respond to what Tony was saying. I know Shane got his in, but Mark, go ahead and respond to that, bro.
My whole thing is I just don't see what Tony sees. I guess we look at things from different angles and perspectives, like everybody, you know. When what Tony sees, fair enough, I guess. I haven't seen it myself. In terms of the power, we can go into triangle theories all week. I know that Hellenius absolutely annihilated Adam Kovnatsky with one clean blow, and Charles Martin landed hundreds of blows on Adam Kovnatsky and didn't budge him. And I know that Hellenius, he's not the biggest puncher ever. People will then bring up the argument of the Dillian Whyte fight and how he caught Dillian with a shot and put him on Bambi legs with a stiff jab, but that was his tip. Dillian, hold on, Shane. I know you want to, Shane. Hold on. Not too passionate that quickly. I'm gonna preface that with the statement though, that was as Dillian's legs were crossing over each other, so that was just a timed shot. It wasn't
I
actual.
wasn't even gonna say that, but go on. I wasn't even gonna say that. Go on.
So, just for me, I just don't like the idea of a southpaw fighting against Wilder when that southpaw is naturally wide stanced, when they're not compact enough. So they're completely square on with their back foot and their left leg as well. So they're square for that straight right hand, especially when they pull in straight lines, but they don't actually step back, they bounce back. And that might be the worst idea. That's just for me. I just think he gets timed straight down the middle and gets taken out, just like Brazil did in one round. I wouldn't give him more than one round against Wilder.
Yeah, let me say this. Tony, as far as what you're saying in terms of strategy, in terms of how to get the Wilder, I don't really have a problem with your reasoning. I have a problem with the person that you think is gonna actually execute it. You understand what I'm saying? Your technical breakdown, I have no problem with, bro. No problem with at all. It's just I don't think Charles Martin is the one to actually pull that off. Like, just I don't think he's. And it's crazy because we seen you in the comment section, and I'm like, all right. I hear what you're saying, but I don't hear what you're saying. Then when you was like, yo, I can explain it, send me the link. I'm like, all right, cool. And you talking, and I'm like, all right, I hear what he's talking about. And then as soon as you get to Charles Martin, I'm like, like I say this all the time, Tony. I say this all the time on the channel. There's like, far as like trainers and things like that. As a trainer or like somebody that's trying to instruct a fighter, it's very important to give fighters instructions or tasks that they're physically able to actually accomplish. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of the things that you're saying would get to Wilder, I feel like Charles Martin might be able to do it in spots, but he won't be able to do it consistently enough before like a right hand lands. You know, I could pick other guys at heavyweight that could probably carry out your technical breakdown better than Charles Martin could.
No. This breakdown is just for Martin. So the thing about it is this: Mark is right because he brought up Old Nacky. I call him Old Nacky because he calls himself babyface, but he looks like he's 60 years old. He's only a baby. Was Benjamin Button. Like, that motherfucker look old. I don't like him because of that. Anyways, moving on from that. You have to keep in mind, and I'm not trying to make excuses, but like I said earlier, there's three factors in that fight against Kalnacki. One, he was out of the ring inactive for over a year. Two, he was coming back from being shot as well. Three, he was beating the shit out of Kalnacki after you saw that ring rust wear off. When it came to the second half of that fight, he was beating the shit out of him. And had it been a 12-round fight, I can promise you he would have stopped him. I can promise you, because he was beating the shit out of him at the tail end of that fight. So again, when you have, and that's also another factor that you got to look at too with Deontay Wilder. He's been very inactive. And when he gets in there, is he even going to be 100% with all the inactivity that he's had? Is he going to be as explosive? Or the other factor is now, is he going to be shell-shocked that he has been stopped?
No, but 1 second. Tony, you can't use that as an excuse. You can't. The reason why you can't use that as to strengthen your argument was because I specifically said to Jeff at the start of your statement, the reason why Tony is, I give justification for what Tony's saying is because everything you just said. Jeff then asks you, are you taking what's going on with Wilder into consideration? You said no. So therefore,
no, I still stand by that, Shane, but I'm just adding that too because me and Mark have this bet. So therefore,
fair enough.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
you know, it's bet syndrome, right? It's bet syndrome. You know, when you place a bet and you start convincing yourself of the outcome and every possibility that can happen, that's what that is.
But Mark, this is the thing, and Jeff says this all the time, and I would actually want to go back to what he says, where we're asking a fighter to fight a style that we've never seen him fight before. Personally, I don't think I don't like the footwork is the most important thing. And to me, from what I've seen, I don't see Martin with good enough feet. I just don't see it. And I've just seen so many fighters try to walk through the front door against Wilder. Wilder leans off and he hits them with a money shot. Then he runs at them and knocks them out. Now, if you're going to say Charles Martin's going to counter him when he's running at him, there's a chance that happens. I've never seen Charles Martin do that before, but there's a chance that happens. I've never seen Charles Martin fight hurt before. Well, like really dazed and really hurt and knock someone out. I've never seen that happen. So you're basically asking him to wait to get hit by the most powerful man in the heavyweight division before he starts landing his money shots.
Alleged most powerful puncher. Alleged.
Allegedly.
Who hits harder than him?
Alleged. Alleged. Alleged.
Who hits harder than
Wilder?
Well, anybody we name, it's all alleged.
No,
Don't actually know
about it. We watched Deontay Wilder catch Tyson Fury clean with at least 2 straight rights that he ran into in that second fight, and it had 0 effect on him. Now, the difference in Tyson Fury then was he had a bunch of fights underneath his belt. It was his 6th fight back versus his 3rd fight back, and the 2 fights that he had was against low opposition that couldn't.
But the reason why that don't count is because we saw a cruiserweight Steve Cunningham drop Fury. So you can't really use that as a gauge, because are we saying that Steve Cunningham hits harder than Wilder?
No, he doesn't. But at the same point, if Cunningham can drop Fury, if Wilder's the most powerful puncher, he can knock out Fury.
Okay,
but
I don't know.
That's more of a fair statement to make.
But to me, the reason why I'm saying that was against delivery, how well someone's able to deliver a shot. You could be more powerful, but if you don't have the ability to deliver that power, which brings me back to Charles Martin, you can't knock out the fight. That's just a fact.
But
David Price has got power. Go on.
Yeah. I don't know how much you heard what I said because I dropped like somewhere in that statement. My point was that when Tyson Fury got dropped by him, that was his 3rd fight back. The 2 fights that he had prior were low opposition. He didn't really get touched. The 2 shots that dropped him, which really were the only clean punches that Wilder landed in the first fight, were really truthfully the first time he had ever really been touched since he returned. Fast forward, you got Otto Wallin, who pieced him up a lot. He took a lot of damage in that fight. Okay, you had what's the other guy's name that he fought before Wallin?
Tom Schwartz.
No, you had Otto Wallin. Otto Wallin fought him too, and he put hands on him. So my point is this: when you haven't been hit in a very long time, it fucking hurts when you get hit for the first real time. But after you get hit enough, you get used to it, and that sting don't same sting anymore. So in that 6th fight return back, he had 2 hard fights. Well, not hard fights, but he had fights where he was getting hands on him. When he felt Deontay Wilder's power in that rematch in his 6th fight back, it didn't have the same pop. Now we could say maybe it's placement, maybe it's this, maybe that, or maybe it's the fact that he just went back to his normal punch resistance, and Wilder's not hitting as hard as we think he is. Maybe he's had advantage.
I can't agree with that.
Let me finish.
But Mark,
maybe he's had the advantage of fighting an old Ortiz who really hadn't beaten anybody but Brian Jennings and low opposition. So it looks like he's.
But even when
let's see how hard he hits when he gets in there with a Dillian Whyte, Andrew Ruiz, a Joseph Parker, guys who are known things.
But even then,
Shane, hold on real quick. Let me get through these comments and I'm gonna let you cook. All right. Let me get through these real quick.
This comment. Go on.
I got you. Sue A says Wilder is better than he showed in the Fury rematch, and that body shot knockdown was a balance issue. Go back and watch Wilder's feet when he gets hit to the body and falls down. We'll touch on that. BoxingFirst Vlog. Hey, that shot from Hellenius was on an angle. That's why it was effective. Take it easy on my guy, Babyface. Hold on, Tony. For if you don't know, BoxingFirst Vlog, Adam Kalnacki, that's his guy. So that's why he's saying that. But Sue A, he says it's a damn shame Martin versus Kalnacki wasn't a 12-rounder. I agree. Martin was giving Kalnacki the business in the second half of that fight and showed a lot of heart. Boxing First Vlog. I'm not gonna say this again. Y'all getting on my nerves talking about my dog. Stop the gun bumping on my G about my G. That's funny. His record says he is the hardest hitter in the game.
I'm asking Unravel that
Shane,
question.
go ahead.
Oh, Unravel, do you subscribe to the fact that Wilder is not the hardest hitter? Because it seemed like you was disagreeing with me when I said that.
I don't know if he is, just based on the level of opposition he knocked out. Like, I think that's always been the biggest question mark on Wilder, has been his top tier level of resume. And I don't know, like, I look at it as kind of like B- or C plus, like, resume. And
does resume determine punch power?
I think to some extent it does, because if you're in there and you're able to get in there with guys who have more of a proven validity of durability, you're able to break down on a more proven scale. For example, when I see you in there knocking out Spielka, who's been ragdolled and knocked out just as brutally by Chisora, or if I see you in there with the most proven chin for me he was ever in the ring with was Stavern in the first fight, and he didn't get him out of there. Because Stavern was in there with a prime Areola who did hit very hard, who crashed Molina through the ring, like completely just took his head clean off his neck. Like the head was spinning. It was like something out of The Exorcist when he caught him. I hadn't seen much like that. And he took clean, big, massive punches, even elbows from Areola, and was able to come through it. And with Wilder, it was the same kind of thing. Against Johan the Harper, I didn't see him knock him out either. Like, I didn't see him brutalize him. These were the guys who had more proven chins than the other ones.
Can I ask you a question?
Okay, I'm trying to answer the first question, but go ahead.
No, sorry to cut you off. The only reason why I was going to do that is because I literally asked that question to ask another question. That's why. Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's okay. Ask the second question.
The reason why I asked that question was you said that I asked, does resume prove punch power? The reason why I say that is because, to me, and you're a big fan of boxing, I've seen someone like Artur Beterbiev, who's in 175. Before he fought the level of opposition that he fought, it was clear to see just from the eye test how hard he's hitting. Can you not use that same eye test and apply it to Deontay Wilder?
No, because it's two different people. And even with that level of opposition, hold on, Wilder's punch power is one punch sleep power, whereas Beterbiev's, yes, he's knocked some certain guys out at certain levels. Quickly, but for the most part takes a while to get going. We just saw him with Adam Dini's. You can read into it what you want. You can talk about ring rust or whatever, but we saw him in there with Vostik, the same Vostik who got dropped by Tommy Karpensi, who's not known as a big puncher, and it took him quite a while to get him out of there. Whether that's power or boxing ability, I'm not sure, but I thought it was an accumulation of pulling his body down, hitting him to the body, breaking him down. I saw Vostik hurt more off of one singular shot from an older Adonis Stevenson in the fourth round. He was buzzed. He was on shaky legs. And at the end of the round, the referee, just before it, stepped in, and then he was about to stop the fight. And the bell went, and then he let him go over to his corner. So Vostik got off there. That could have been a TKO right there off of that one singular shot. We're talking one singular shot. We're not talking accumulation of strength and power. And that's the thing with Beterbiev. If Beterbiev were to get in there with someone whose chin we know is more proven, let's say with a Baddy Jack, who's shown massive amounts of durability throughout his career, would he go the distance? I think he would.
Callum Johnson not got a good chin? Would you say?
Callum Johnson was dropped 11 times in the amateurs, so I don't know just how good his chin is. He's a fast slinger. He's a punch power. We don't know how he's a power puncher. We don't know exactly what his chin is like exactly. Why? If you're not getting punched by people because you knocked them out, we don't know how good your chin is.
That's fine.
Hold on. Let me I want to hopefully he jumps back in. He jumped out. But Rival, since you're still here, now people how people judge people's power, measure people's power. I'm all for your explanation. I guess my question to you would be, can you know what? Let me get Tony back in here. Hold on a second.
I don't know what's
So
going.
it's
No,
know the
you
time,
could.
right?
Hold on.
I got you. I'm getting ready to cut it. I'm getting ready to cut it. We've been cooking for like damn near 3 hours. But I want to get this question off. I guess Unrivaled, I'll let you answer this first, and then Tony, if you can follow up. I understand both of y'all logics in terms of power punching and how you judge it. In terms of Wilder, can you give me a name that you think is hitting harder than Wilder if it's not Wilder in the heavyweight division?
For me, I think the hardest puncher because of technique, placement, and just brutality of knockouts. I've always thought it was Alexander Povetkin, and I've always thought he's been very underrated in that. And the reason I go with that is Wilder knocks people out and they get back up, or they reach a count of 9 and they're waved off quite a lot. There's like at world level, there's only 2 cold sleeps on his resume. At world level, in terms of top 10 opponents or whatever, I can give you 9 different opponents that were out for 20 seconds after Povetkin stopped them. So that's my whole thing.
So,
okay, Tony, you wanna follow up?
Yeah, my answer to that is, like I said, it's alleged at the moment, so we see him there with a guy with a tested chin. But I'll say this: Deontay Wilder's power to me is not so much the power as it is the delivery, the speed that it hits you. I compare it to like a flashbang in a hallway. It leaves you disoriented and you don't know what the fuck just happened. But after the disorientation wears off, you're 100% normal because it didn't have any long-lasting damage. And that's what it looks like. As Mark was saying, alluding to, when he knocks guys out, it's like after the 10 count, they're 100% like they've never been hit outside of a handful of times with Deontay Wilder. So as far as like the hardest puncher goes, I could see Povetkin just because like he made the example to Povetkin because he's very good at placement. But I think Povetkin is more of that, is precision punching versus raw power. For raw power, I would say that I would tilt it to AJ or Dillian Whyte for the single shot hardest punchers. Dillian Whyte, it's hard to tell with him because he doesn't put his punches together quite as well as like AJ to really expose that power. But I think he's got extremely heavy hands. But I would probably tip it that way.
And by the way, I'm not saying Wilder doesn't. I agree with Tony on the alleged. It's all alleged. I'm not 100% sure, 100% sold. There is, like, for example, we go eye test. I think Arslanbek Makhmedov could prove to be one of the biggest punchers we've ever seen. Just on my eye. On my eye, when he hits people, it's scary. I'm sure you've seen it yourself when he hit Sam Peter with that uppercut. I know Sam was older. Sam looked like he saw 2 ghosts of his former career. You know what I mean? So
right. Yeah, and the thing is like let me get through these last 2 comments real quick and then we're gonna wrap it up. I really want to address what y'all said. BoxingFirst Vlog, he said, so you're just going to excuse Fury for being a fraud. This guy is on that gas unleaded. Yeah, don't mention Fury in vlog in a vlog conversation. Tszyu, punch power is proven by knocking out proven heavyweights, and Luis Ortiz isn't a proven heavyweight. Luis Ortiz only quality win is Brian Jennings. Oscar Rivas knocked out Jennings when Ortiz couldn't. Let me address that really quick. Tszyu, I'm not gonna sit up here and say you don't have a point as far as how you evaluate a guy's punch power, whether they have it, how much. Like, I think the key word that I would take since Unrivaled and Tony's been on is alleged. I like that word for this particular conversation because it's based off of your opinion and your eye test and how you judge power shots. So I can definitely agree with that. What I would like to do, fellas, is actually let's come up with a third person. I think Wilder and I think Povetkin. Can we come up with a third person? What I want to do is actually I want to put a poll up. I want to put a poll up on Facebook. I'm going to put one up on YouTube, Instagram.
Whatever your poll is,
Twitter.
I'll match it as well on my channel on Twitter as well. I'll match the same polls for you.
Okay, so we can do Wilder, Povetkin, and
I guess
Tony.
AJ,
you got a third one. You got a third one, Tony. Power. Mm-hmm.
I would say do AJ, but I can tell you, like,
we could do 4, right? We could do 4 on Twitter, right? Right, Unrivaled? We can
Yes,
do
we
4
can.
on Twitter?
We can do up to 4 on Twitter.
Let's do 4. Let's do 4. We'll do Wilder, we'll do Povetkin, we'll do AJ, and
I would say
Dillian?
I would say Whyte.
Dillian has got a few sleeps on that record, and he's the only person to drop Joseph Parker. So
yeah. Okay. So listen, let's so how should we work? How should we I guess how should we pose the question? Because you already know what's gonna happen. Like, what kind of question is this? So I really want to make sure the question is actually worded correctly.
That's what I was going to tell you. Like, no matter what you do, mythical creatures always win. So you know Deontay Wilder's power is going to get number 1.
Not necessarily. The thing about that, I've always found polls to be so confusing because you think like myths will win, and I've put up like mythical questions in regards to highest punch power ever, and I had Deontay Wilder there, and I didn't even list George Foreman on purpose, and I had like 100 comments from people saying, "Where the hell is George Foreman, bro? What are you doing?" And I did that on purpose to see what would happen.
That's a fact. That's a fact because the polls are so. Sometimes I put a poll up for 7 days, right, Tony? I'll put a poll up for 7 days on Twitter. I think that's the max. Unrivaled. I think 7 days is the max, right? You can do on a poll
on Twitter, yes.
On Twitter, yes. Yeah, I think it's 7. So
wait, I'll go check right now, actually, for you.
Yeah, I think it's 7 days. I think that's the max. But it's funny, like after the 7 days, bro, I look at the results and I'm like, what? Like, like I be actually the polls actually is 7.
Yeah, 7 days exactly.
It's 7. Yeah, like sometimes I'll do polls, and after the end of the 7 days, kind of after like 2 or 3, you forgot you done put the poll up. So like you'll get the notification that your poll done ended, and you look at the results, and sometimes I'll be having more questions after the poll than I did before I dropped it. So I would. It's crazy, but I'm gonna put this poll up. I guess how should we phrase it?
Well, I'll try and phrase it up on my Twitter as well. So I'll go with something like, because I'm
you know what? Hey, Unrivaled, you mind putting the poll up, and then I'll retweet off of yours, and then we can follow it that way.
Yeah, sure.
You want to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so let's do that, and we'll I guess do it for 7 days, and if you guys don't mind, let's jump back on whether it's Unrivaled, whether it's your channel, my channel, I don't care where it takes place, but let's meet up in a week and talk about the results. I think that'll be an interesting topic because just off of the eye test alone, as far as Wilder's right hand, people are just gonna go off of the eye test alone. But then when you factor in what you're saying, what Tony's saying, what Soul A is saying in the comment section, like there are people that's like, okay, it's easy for you to knock out certain guys, and there are certain types of punch and power. Like there's a difference between, like you said, like Artur Beterbiev's power and Wilder's power. There's a difference between Beterbiev's power and Julian Jackson from back in the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's different types of power, it's different levels of power. So I'm actually interested to see what people are going to say. And I know Wilder's probably going to come in 1. I'm more curious about the other 3. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many other things. Shane, did you hear anything I just said before we close this out?
Nope.
Okay, Shane, I'm gonna give you a quick briefing. So what we're gonna do, because I feel like Unrivaled made some good points. I feel like Tony made some good points in terms of how you evaluate power. What we're gonna do is Unrivaled is gonna put a poll up on his Twitter asking basically the power question, and the 4 individuals is gonna be Wilder,
I lost connection again.
AJ, and I can hear you, bro.
Yo.
AJ and Dillian Whyte. So that's gonna be the poll. So Unrivaled is gonna run the poll. I'm gonna retweet.
I've posted it. I added you as well.
Posted it?
Yeah, I added it.
I see it. I'm gonna retweet.
Tell me if the wording looks okay to you.
Okay, so Tony, Shane. Yeah, hold on. Let me read this real quick, Shane. Hey guys, me, Tony, Shane, and G5 Jeff TV. We're having a topical discussion on who hits the hardest in the heavyweight division. We decided to pose the question to the other fans: who you got out of these four? No, that's good. That's good. That's good. I can roll with that.
Hey,
I can roll with that.
Do this too. Because you were saying something that'd be interesting too. I think actually more interesting to see who they think hits harder. Ask the question how you were asking. How do you judge who hits the hardest? That would be a good poll too.
Unrivaled, you know what? Put Unrivaled, do another poll just specifically with that. Let's separate the two.
I wouldn't know where to begin with the options. To be honest, like what type of choices do I give people in that?
Tony,
because
Tony, are you on Twitter?
Nah, not really.
Tony, you should do a poll like that on your community page on YouTube.
I can't because I have a strike. My community page is
You know what? Tony, you got so I guess the only way to contact you is email, correct?
I mean, I got a Twitter. I've never used it. I don't care about it. Like,
no, that's cool. I just want to talk to you more about the options. Because I can put it up. I just want to make sure me and you are on the same page when I put it up.
Yeah, I mean, you could my email is this name right here. Just take the apostrophe out and put the words together at Gmail.
Okay. All right. Tony's reviews at gmail.com. Okay. I'll email you. Because mine's the same thing, G5JeffTV at Gmail. So I'll email you. I'll put my number in the email so we can just make it simpler. You can just call me and we'll figure out how to word it. So we're gonna have two different polls out for the people that's listening. We're gonna have one poll that's already out. Definitely go follow Unrivaled Boxing Talk and follow myself on Twitter. You'll see the poll on there, and then I'll be in contact with Tony's reviews and we'll discuss how we're gonna do the poll on how do you judge punching power. And we'll probably have maybe 3 or 4 options for that. We're going to run it for a whole 7 days. And then we're going to all meet up, whether it's here or whether it's on Unrival's channel.
I think that's a trick question anyway, by the way.
It is a trick question, but we want to know the answers. So it's going to be something.
There isn't a way to, there's no way to judge it. There's no way.
Well, we want to know people's
there's no right answer.
I mean, the easiest way for me to figure out who hits the hardest out of the 4 would be to go to each of the gyms and tell them all to hit me straight in the face. That's how I'll find out.
Well, let's do it. Let's get 1 million views. I got
Bro, I am not going to Alabama to let Deontay Wilder punch me in the fucking face.
Hey, Mark.
Well, again, do you know why that's a very
it's subjective. It's subjective.
Again, you know why it's subjective? Everybody, like most of the guys you've heard of Peacocks, right, Mark?
Peacock's gym?
Yeah,
of course.
Most of the guys that are Peacocks say Richard Riakporhe hits harder than Lawrence Okoli. But Lawrence Okoli doesn't have the same knockout ratio of Richard. Lawrence Okoli has a higher knockout ratio than Richard Riakporhe. So that's just straight down to delivery mechanism. Again, so it's very difficult. It's very difficult to say. It's very difficult.
I would say that might come down to just they've been hit. They may not have the same level of defense at world stage, and Riakporhe may not be able to get there. Where Lawrence is a better boxer. Exactly.
That's what I mean by delivery.
Yeah, but sometimes it's good to put subjective questions out there because I really want these questions out there because I want to know how people think.
I've got the question up on the community page on my YouTube as well. So
okay.
So that's gone out to 1,500 followers on Twitter and about nearly 4,000 on YouTube. So I hope that'll do okay.
Hey man, that should do great, man. But we gonna close it there, and I'm gonna kill Blaze Philly 215, man. He would come in after 3 hours of talking about what's good, fellas. I'll be on with y'all in about 15 minutes. You gonna have to call my cell phone because I'm getting up off this joint, man. I didn't spend 3 hours on this joint.
And the worst thing is, I was gonna announce. You still wanna announce it, Jeff?
Yeah, I want to announce it. I'm gonna announce this, and I'm glad Unrivaled Boxing Talk and Tony's Reviews is in here. On Wednesday, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we will have 2 guests on. And he told myself, my bad, bro. He told I'm gonna be on in 15 minutes. I ought to choke you, man. Wednesday, 6 o'clock Eastern Time, we will have 2 guests. Number one, you've seen them on here before. Coach Padman McGriff will be on, and the second guest will a very hot name right now. Former fighter, former trainer, Dewey Cooper will be on the show. That's gonna be insane on Wednesday at 6 o'clock, because that's about 30 years worth of boxing stories. Now, the thing that's crazy is I'm gonna have to try to cut that down to about 2 hours, man. Like, I'm gonna try to cut it down to like 2 hours, but I like to talk. Shane like to talk. Coach Padman damn sure like to talk, and from what I seen from Dewey, I know Dewey like to talk. So you might have to get your PJs for this one, man. This is gonna be a long one on Wednesday. It's gonna be hard for me to cut it.
Who else you got jumping on as well? What other coach you got jumping on?
Say it again.
Well, who else did you have jumping on as well? Are you not announcing that?
We're gonna have I'll release that one too. I'll release the other one. Coach Sharon Baker will be on the show. Trying to get a time and a date for her. Basically the first female trainer out of Philly. She was schooled under Brother Nazim Richardson. She currently trains I don't want to say prospect. He just started his career. Atifo Barrelton. He was on PBC's card.
What's crazy for me is the fact that a woman is the head trainer of a man. Which I've seen it before, but it's just crazy. I just still find it so
but Unrivaled. You seen old Barrelton on the PBC card a couple weeks ago. That was about a month ago.
I did. He's got boxing skills. She's obviously schooled him well.
Yeah, and she schooled him well. So we're gonna have her on as well. We basically trying to go on this run where we really trying to interview as many coaches as possible, because we really trying to get the technical side of boxing to the forefront. And it's like Unrivaled, like we evaluate lives the same way. It's like, are you talking some real boxing talk, or are you talking some nonsense? And it takes me 5 minutes to determine whether the live is going to be nonsense or is about real boxing talk. And that's how I want the channel to be evaluated. When you click on, you're going, like, it's like L Dub. Like, you click on L Dub's joint, you're going to get some real boxing. Like, you already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what it is. So we're trying to bring that to the forefront, and, we're going to get it started with Coach Padman McGriff, and he's been in the Mayweather gyms and all of that. Shane, I know it's like 3 a.m. out there, so I'm not gonna tell you my.
Don't forget, Mark is in Dublin as well, so he's in.
I'm on the same time zone as Shane.
Oh, okay, yeah. So big shout out to you, but yeah, we're gonna have Dewey Cooper on Wednesday, at 6 o'clock. Even if you can't catch it live, man, we gonna chop it down into so many goddamn parts. You're gonna feel like you was there. Anyway, but that one should be lit. So if y'all can join us for that one, and jump in the comment section, and if everything running smooth, man, I'll get y'all in. So if y'all want to ask Dewey Cooper any questions, man, or Coach Padman McGriff, man, y'all are more than welcome, man. So you know what I'm saying? So the invite is there, man. But Tony's Reviews, man, give him your social media, give him your YouTube channel, good brother.
Hold on 1 second. Let me finish the set.
He's going weightlifting. He's weightlifting in the background.
Okay, well, Unrivaled Boxing Talk, you go first.
Yeah, I've got a YouTube page where I try to educate people on as many different topics, from prospects to the lower weights all the way up through. So I'll talk from minimum weight all the way up through heavyweight. I also do a lot of historical topical discussions, or at least I did in the past. I've done a couple of series involving the Black Murderers Row. I need to get back on that as well. I like to talk about analysis, previous breakdowns, and predictions. And from time to time, I write for publications, and I've got a Twitter where I'll put that up from time to time. So MC Boxing Stars as well. So simple as that.
Okay. Is it Unrivaled Boxing Talk all over the place?
Pretty much. It's just Unrivaled Boxing Talk YouTube, Unrivaled Boxing Talk on Instagram. If you type Unrivaled Boxing Talk into Twitter, you'll find me. But the @ is @MC Boxing Stars. Oh, sorry, I'm eating an orange, man.
Nah, we don't care, man. It's late, man. You do what you want, good brother.
Hey, Mark, you said you got the juice. Let me get the juice.
Jeff, you owe me overtime today. That's what I'm saying.
I gotta pay Shane overtime. Shane on the payroll. I gotta pay him overtime today. Tony, give him your YouTube, good brother.
Yeah. So my YouTube's exactly how you see it. Tony's Reviews. That's spelled TONEY, like James Tony.
Absolutely.
You can be on YouTube right now. Channel views are very low, even though they're somehow very high. I'm blacklisted because I've got a strike on my channel, so don't let the low views fool you.
Nah, we definitely gonna tell everybody to go subscribe to the channel, man.
Also, Tony left something out. Every now and then you'll see Tony get onto a little tricycle and run around and eat food and start screaming at people that he's coming from.
Oh, yeah, I left this out too. Also, you may catch me running naked on your live stream doing a 6-mile run.
That's true. He has come onto my live stream shirtless doing a 6-mile run, being chased by a car at night.
What?
Oh man,
I wasn't naked. I just had my shirt on.
Yeah, he was wearing pink shorts, and because it was nighttime, the reflection of the light it made his ass look like it was just a white ass everywhere.
They did look pink, but they were actually purple, and they had green on the side for St. Patrick's.
Yeah, whatever you say, CC.
Yo, I can't think of a better way to close a show. Hey, man, listen, Shay, give them your social media, man.
You already know I_am Shane the #1.
And he has an exclusive contract with Instagram. He is not on Facebook or YouTube or anything like that. Twitter, none of that. He's exclusively Instagram. But this has been a crazy ass show. Blaze Philly 215. I will be coming to your crib.
This is the first time we've touched 3 hours.
It's the first time we've touched 3 hours on a live stream, man. So
and we didn't even talk about Dillian Whyte versus Povetkin.
Bro, we didn't talk about. Hold on, before we go, Tony's Reviews and Mark. The game plan was to talk about Dillian Whyte, Povetkin, to talk about Cheeseman and Metcalf, and all of the other fights. I think we touched 2 fights, and then we just went on a whole. That's
why I hate Wilder. I actually hate Wilder.
Yo,
I hate Wilder so much.
Wilder name comes up, man.
It's always
let's give Wilder the credit. Very polarizing.
For sure.
Hey, Mark.
Sure.
This guy is the most annoying fighter ever. Whenever this guy's name is mentioned on this channel,
just throw the script out the window when Wilder name gets mentioned, man. Like it just goes left. Like we've been on here for 3 hours and we didn't touch 4 fights.
Yeah, I just want to add this though, Mark. Who's my #1 heavyweight right now, and who has it been for like the last 3 years?
As in your favorite, Dillian Whyte.
Still, #1 pick. Mine, Dillian Whyte.
But we rock with Dillian Whyte on this channel.
No, it's cool. No,
I'm just saying it would have been a good topic, but we never got to it because that's my #1 guy.
Bro, you got to come back on here and talk some heavyweight talk. Between Dillian Whyte being #1 and the Charles Martin thing, there's plenty of people in the comment section that's usually available that for some reason are not available tonight, and that would be highly entertaining. So you gotta come back on here, good brother. We gotta work something out. Man, but listen, man, Tony's Reviews, man, I want to thank you for stopping in, taking us up on our invitation to come on. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate y'all.
Hey man, and hopefully when you know your channel situation gets straightened out, we'll be able to chop it up on your channel and make it a situation. You know what I'm saying? Mark, Unrivaled Boxing Talk, man. It is always good to hear from you, man. We stomp around the same circles, L Dub Boxing, a couple other channels. You know what I mean? It's always good to see you, always good to talk some good boxing with you, good brother, man. Appreciate you stopping on and being on so late too.
No worries, man. Likewise, you're a gentleman. You're a gentleman.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. And Shane, as always, we'll be back at it tomorrow. We'll have Dewey Cooper on Wednesday and hopefully Sharon Baker at the end of the week. But this has been a good one. So on behalf of Tony's Reviews, Mark, Unrivaled Boxing Talk, I am Shane and your boy G5 Jeff TV. We are out.